next 7 games in this round of 16. We might get a chance to see a penalty shootout at some stage. Whether or not Cristiano Ronaldo and Portugal have to do that today, we will wait and see. They're getting set to face Uruguay in Sochi.
Gold Peak. It starts with ingredients like delicious mountain-grown tea, filtered water, and just the right balance of sweetness. It's a perfectly crafted, homebrewed taste that always makes you feel right at home. Now available in new peach and green tea flavors. Gold Peak, the taste that brings you home.
This week's homework? Gravity. Homework. Oh, homework. I hate you. You stink. I wish I could wash you away in the sink. If you just disappeared, it would tickle me pink. Homework. Next up. Oh, homework. I hate you. You stink.
Eastside Mario's Italian Food Festival event is back! 9 new entrees from $12.99, like ravioli lasagna or the double bacon pizza, served with our famous all-you-can-eat super salad and garlic combo. Now until July 15th, only at Eastside Mario's. Hey, bada boom, bada bing!
Every detail of a Mazda is crafted to enhance the experience of driving. From the inside out, we take inspiration from you, the driver, to create vehicles that move your body as well as your soul. So to thank you for 50 years in Canada, we want to give Canadians the chance to win one of 50 vehicles. Here's to the next 50 years of driving together.
Cut on me again. And trust falls, they don't even scare me anymore.
That pomade really broke my fall.
Get back to greatness. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Is that 5 TV? Oh, you know it, man. With ultra stunning 4K picture quality. I love using Restart. I use that all the time.
We love having Crave TV and Netflix right on it.
I'm having all my TV. I'll have it. Because I was living abroad.
With so many reasons to love 5 TV, it's time to make the switch to the best TV service.
July 1st can only mean one thing. This is the time to strike. One of these deals could conceivably go sideways. How do you not like him as a player? Big and strong. Welcome to our annual tradition. Here we go. This could be a very big impact on this franchise. Those gifted dramatically in the National Hockey League. Free Agent Frenzy, Canada Day on TSN.
Egypt and Uruguay kick off their campaigns. Finally it comes for Uruguay! They lead 1-0 in stoppage time. Egypt's hearts are broken. The story continues today. Uruguay against Saudi Arabia. Luis Suarez tucks it in. 100th cap and his first of the 2018 FIFA World Cup.
Uruguay and the host nation Russia. Flected effort and in. 3-0 they lead. Uruguay top Group A. It's the 5th time in their last 6 World Cups that Uruguay have qualified for the knockout stage. The 2-time winners winning all 3 in their group for the first time in its current format, and without conceding a goal either. Pretty flawless so far from the Uruguayans.
Everything's going. We're not settling for that though. We want more, and we want to keep improving.
Built on a robust defence, Uruguay were typically solid during their 3 group stage victories. It means they've now won their last 6 matches without conceding a goal.
It's based on teamwork, a lot of concentration, and we're always talking. Of course, you will concede some goals, but what matters is conceding as few as possible, because we know we have attacking players who can be the difference.
The combination of Suarez and Cavani, allied to a reliable rearguard, have been the foundations on which Oscar Tabarez's teams have been put together for the last 3 World Cups.
It's easier for the young players to blend into a team that already has a lot of experience. With Rodrigo and Matias Vecino, 2 great midfielders, they make us a lot more confident in possession. We had a good ethos, which was playing a direct game, but now we've added something more.
Uruguay were strong favourites in Group A, and a 3-0 victory over host Russia sealed top spot. But a bigger obstacle lies in wait.
Individuals, because that means we'd be ignoring the other top players they have. A different competition is starting now, because there's no margin for error. If you lose, you go home. We're up against the European champions, who are a very strong and powerful team. I think it will be an equal game, which will come down to small details or a moment of magic.
4 years ago in Brazil, Uruguay's tournament ended at the round of 16. Fish Stadium in Sochi, the venue where Uruguay and Portugal will face each other in a tournament for the first time. They haven't played each other since July of 1972, which was a 1-1 draw in a friendly in Rio.
One, two. This goes out to you, to you and you. If I can do it, you can too. If I can do it, you can too. See, life is a moment. The story doesn't need the writer's involvement. So edit this for me. Don't embellish and twist it, please. Don't embed it in mysteries. Edit this for me. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Me and you just singing on the train. Me and you listening to the rain. Me and you sitting on the lawn. Me and you just singing our song just to rhyme.
During GMC Truck Nation, get up to $12,000 total value on select new 2018 trucks when you apply for the GM card. Visit your dealer today. We are professional grade. GMC.
One, 2, 3, 4.
In our truck.
Now brewed and enjoyed around the world. And our way of saying, arigato.
It's a brand new. And now with GoDaddy Website Builder, they can build a website in under an hour.
Just type in your business. Simple as that. Try your hand at building your own website for free at godaddy.ca.
Is that 5TV?
Oh, you know it, man. With ultra stunning 4K picture quality. I love using Restart. I use that all the time.
We love having Crave TV and Netflix right on it.
I'm having all my TVs set up wirelessly. It's amazing.
Can you imagine some people still don't have 5 TV?
I don't have it. Because I was living abroad.
With so many reasons to love 5TV, it's time to make the switch to the best TV service.
It'd be nice if he got on the field.
For sure. Obviously, the conflict between him and Messi playing similar places on the field. You know, we'll see how that plays out now that maybe Messi retires from international football. But, you know, in regards to Mbappe, I mean, this guy is incredible and really showed his class. And, you know, if this is the way this group, this knockout stage is going to go, I hope it stays this way and is exciting all the way through.
I just wanted to mention on Mbappe, 19 years of age, 193 days old, and he is mature beyond his years. Not only sensational to watch on the field, but players, when they go up here, represent their country, or if they play in a World Cup, they get paid. They get basically money for representing their country. Mbappe just says it's an honor to play for his country in France, and he's donating all the money that he's making playing in this World Cup to a children's charity.
% de humedad en Sochi, Estadio Olímpico de Sochi, sede de los Juegos Olímpicos de Invierno del 2014 para esta Copa del Mundo de Rusia 2018. Todo listo para el arranque del partido. Uruguay-Portugal, octavos de final del Mundial de Rusia. La selección de Oscar Washington Tabárez, que tuvo puntaje perfecto en la primera fase, 3 victorias, en igual número de salidas, además sin recibir goles. Todos los goles de Uruguay fueron a pelota detenida en la primera fase por el equipo del maestro Oscar Washington Tabárez. Arrancan los primeros 45 minutos. Ya están jugando en Sochi, Uruguay y Portugal, los octavos de final de la Copa del Mundo Rusia 2018. Manejaba la pelota por la izquierda Joao Mario, entregaba atrás el balón para que lo reciba en el fondo de la saga de Portugal el central José Fonte. La aguantaba Fonte con la presión allí por parte de Luis Suárez. Va sacando Fonte, pelota al costado izquierdo de la cancha, cortaba Martín Cáceres, recuperaba en el medio.
Goal market international. This is Guedes to Joao Mario. You know who. Cristiano Ronaldo gets his first involvement.
Ricardo on the ball again. Just his 5th appearance for Portugal, his 2nd start. Started against Tunisia in one of their warm-up games. Cedric, who had been their starting right back for 2 years since he surprisingly took the spot at the round of 16 at the European Championship. So keep an eye on that spot tonight. for Ronaldo. Bernardo Silva opening up on the far side. Ricardo overlapping him. Silva, Ronaldo, first time through traffic. First save Ronaldo for Fernando Muslera.
Well, nice build-up, though, from Portugal, and it starts because Adrian Silva is willing to take the ball on the run past the Uruguay midfield. Eventually ends up with Bernardo Silva, who's just trying to nice layoff here for Ronaldo, but doesn't get all of it. Trying to take it back, reverse, across Muslera's goal, but comfortable in the end.
He's not necessarily a familiar name. Fernando Muslera plays for Galatasaray in Turkey. This is his third World Cup as a starter, his 15th game, more than any other player in Uruguay's history in a World Cup. Had 7 shutouts in the prior 14, just 3 behind the all-time World Cup record for career shutouts. As that ball's out of play, for Diego Laxalt, who keeps his spot at left back tonight. Laxalt again stabbing it forward. Pepe the header over Suarez. Godin responds. Looking to turn on Laxalt, who's able to knock it out. Reverses, Ronaldo gets on the ball quickly, and Bernardo Silva's header. Godin had to be alert to it. Jimenez, rather, who came across. He was out with a right quad injury against Russia. Conflicting reports on his availability coming in, but he does go from the start. Volley pass for Suarez. Casino running inside of him. Suarez crossing it. Cavani back post. Opening goal for Uruguay.
What a terrific team goal this is. And by team, I mean Cavani and Suarez. The two strikers separated by 40 yards. Cavani hits a 40-yard pass on the dime to Luis Suarez. Get a look at this pass. Starts with it here. Suarez is peeled out to the left on a rope, and then he continues his run, just keeps himself moving. Guerrero has a little look over his shoulder, and right there he's finished. Just a teasing ball in towards goal. And those are the ones that Cavani has thrived on at multiple clubs across Europe. And he connects with his strike partner here. It actually looked like that might have come off his chest at the end of this.
Shoulder.
Chest, shoulder, head, whatever it is.
They all count.
What an absolute beautiful goal this is. 1-0 lead.
He became the second man in Uruguay's history to score goals at 3 different World Cups. One game after Luis Suarez did the same. 44th international goal. Second to Luis Suarez. They've been friends since they were 19-year-olds at the Under-20 World Cup. They've been together at the national team for a decade. Rolled in this place that had come up for offside. And Geddes.
Just goes a little bit earlier here. You see it, clear offside. Oh, what a goal.
All according to that man's plan. Uruguay have not conceded a goal, not just through the group stage. They have not conceded a goal in 2018. Shutouts in all 6 games in this calendar year, all of which they've won. How does Portugal approach this now, especially the next 10-15 minutes?
Well, next 10-15 minutes, you just try to play your way back into the game. Connect a few passes, maintain the plan that you started this game with, and then as it goes on, because they created a couple chances already in this game. Started with Ronaldo, they had some crosses into the box, the referee playing on here.
It was a sort of a bizarre play on, but Portugal was the first to react to the ball still being in play. Bernardo Silva's cross deflected it behind for a Portuguese corner.
Or you try and get a chance on a set piece. And this is going to be Guerrero with the in-swinging left foot. Big targets on both sides.
Uruguay since Austria got 2 past them in a friendly in November of last year. It's short to João Mario, back out for Guerrero. His in-swing, crossing the back post, rising up was Jose Fonte, and couldn't redirect it on frame, nor could he find a teammate.
Well, he has a good look at this, Fonte at the back post. And he's just trying to redirect it across goal. Ronaldo's not able to react quickly enough because that's such an inviting header. Just look where this lands. Inside the 6-yard box. Muslera can't come and get it, but nobody home.
Portugal have been in this situation before in the quarterfinal of the European Championship 2 summers ago. They got down a goal in the opening minutes to Robert Lewandowski in Poland, climbed their way back in, a 1-1 draw. They won it in penalties. Not a team that's likely to panic. Confident with the knowledge that they are the reigning European champions, something every opponent of theirs has been happy to bring up in the pre-match press conferences here in Russia.
And John, something we talked about before the game, the decision from Fernando Santos to start with Ricardo. Now, it's not only his fault, but I'm watching Luis Suarez and where he's setting himself up in the attacking half. He's pushing right up against Ricardo, and that is where the goal came from as well.
Bernardo Silva drifting forward. Back for Adrian Silva. Geddes. William Carvalho. Ronaldo coming all the way wide to get it from Guerrero. Cáceres right in his back. Ronaldo able to find some space, and he was happy enough to let fly. Might serve as a good outlet for Uruguay, though. Suarez dropping it off. And man down behind the play is Torreira.
That was Ronaldo trying to take a shot, coming onto the right foot. I think it just hit his foot awkwardly as he blocked this one. But he's up and moving. It looks all right.
Who has been playing for Sampdoria in Italy, again linked to a move to Arsenal. He actually moved to Italy as a 17-year-old to begin his career, just his 7th appearance for Uruguay. Free kick for Portugal. So we've had the Russia chance and we've had the Viking clap. So they're playing the hits here in Sochi in our opening 13 minutes.
It's a beach town. They're having a party.
Cavani steps in, intercept. Luis Suarez now 1v2 from an angle. Gets a corner out of it.
Yeah, he was actually just trying to loft that one to the back post. It was Vecino making a late run. He's not going to get a play off the back line for Portugal because Suarez will just be running you all day long. Looking to carve a half inch just to chip that one up to the back post. Another corner opportunity here for Uruguay.
Once again to play an out-swinging ball. Godin was up for it. Pepe won the header. And they were able to bring it under control in the reset. Guerrero just able to prevent another corner. Actually finds Ronaldo on the outlet. Good immediate pressure from Uruguay to win it back, though. Cáceres playing for Torreira. Back to his feet. Cross. He dealt with easily enough. That might actually be a foul there against Cáceres, who came in hard. And Jose Fonte is in some pain here.
Yeah, the referee was on top of this one, though. He saw it straight away. Cáceres is making a play at the ball as it comes in. That's your right back, who's in the box playing as a number 9 right now, and I think he's lucky to get away without a yellow card here because he's really late. Takes out that right leg. Yeah, he's really lucky. Should be a booking.
There are a handful of players on that field who, if they were shown a yellow card tonight, would be suspended for the quarterfinal. As Geddes able to come forward and play for Bernardo Silva. Ricardo flying forward on the overlap. Bernardo Silva. Geddes, left-footed shot, takes a deflection. Could have fallen for João Mario there, but Muslera able to come grab it. Looking to play the early alley for Suarez, and good defending there by Pepe.
But you're getting a look at how Uruguay work defensively right now. That outside midfielder comes out, they double down.
Silva in. Adrian Silva now from Bernardo. Now for Ricardo, his cross dealt with. William. Bernardo Silva. A lot going through him in the early stages for Portugal. That took a block from Vecino. Good work to win it back by João Mario. Now William's shot was closed down and blocked by Jimenez. And Bernardo Silva. Ronaldo buzzing around at the top of the box. Fizzed. Cross-field switch for Rafael Guerreiro.
Just absolutely nowhere for Guerreiro to go.
João Mario crossing from deep too far.
And that's what they want. They try and frustrate you. They hunt the ball in packs. They wait till you get close to the goal, and they close down the space. And Muslera will take those crosses all day long.
Loses out to Ricardo in the air. Geddes coming away with it. Was outside for Bernardo Silva. Ronaldo comes to get it. There was a mad rush as we were finishing breakfast at the hotel today. Portugal's in our hotel, and when Ronaldo and his teammates were going for their walk, people were rushing to get a view of him. That level of hysteria over this man. Adrian Silva back out for Ricardo. Looking for space on Lexalt to get across it on the deck. He did. Muslera had to be alert to that. Well, then he'll be headed to Leicester City after the World Cup, moving from Porto in Portugal. Lead them to the title this season. Here he is starting a knockout stage match in a World Cup. Silva. Salt took it away. Only a left midfielder in Italy where he plays for Genoa, but used as a left back for a second straight game here for Uruguay. Taking quickly back, João Mario has Ronaldo in front of him. Able to get it to him wide. Guerreiro running inside. Ronaldo thinking about it. Still Ronaldo looking for space. 4 light blue shirts between him and goal, forcing the pass. João Mario. Gonzalo Geddes in for Bernardo Silva. And Adrian Silva making a run, but quickly closed down by Lexalt, preventing the pass. Ricardo just plays it back. Rolled in now. Geddes onside. Flips it in the air. Ronaldo was trying to attack it. Jimenez got up to it first. Fonte battling with Suarez, who goes down in the heat. The referee will give him a free kick.
He uses his body so well, Luis Suarez. You see him, he has a look over his shoulder right now, and he's waiting for the contact to come from Guerreiro. And as soon as he sees him jump, he knows what he's going to do. He draws the foul and relieves some of that pressure that Portugal had, because that was the best spell Portugal had. They found a way, they found a solution for Geddes to get to the end line, to put a cross into the box.
I mentioned he was the first Uruguayan player to score goals in 3 World Cups. Both of his prior World Cups, of course, in the 4 years since at Barcelona, 152 goals. So we mentioned one of the top goal scorers in the world. Can he stay on the field and be decisive for Uruguay in a positive sense? At this World Cup, unlike what he's done previously, he's able to win that ball away and return it from Betancourt. Suarez trying to hold on Jose Fonte. That's going to be a free kick for Uruguay.
And I was actually watching Luis Suarez before the game, John, practicing free kicks from this exact position. And oftentimes he was reversing it back towards the goalkeeper's right. So we'll see if he does that here. But he does well to win the free kick. Absolutely. Portuguese player plowing him over from behind. I have a hard time seeing anyone taking this free kick off of him.
5 of the 6 goals they've scored starting from set pieces, the most direct of which was Suarez's free kick against Russia in the opening minutes Monday in Samara, in a bizarre situation where there was a Russian player almost opened the space for him to shoot. Bottom corner past Igor Akinfeev. This is a slightly different position. Patricio on the other side, who's come up with dramatic saves at this tournament as well as the European Championships that Portugal won 2 years ago.
Let's see if he trusts his wall here and doesn't try to guess early.
There's the one player trying to create some space for him to shoot into in that wall. Suarez under the wall, save! Rui Patricio, no rebound forthcoming. Kept in play on the near side. Now the cross on the deck, stabbed away by Jose Fonte, back in by Suarez. That'll float comfortably over. Rui Patricio keeping Portugal in this match.
This is a really good save from Patricio. And Suarez, that's a really poor wall, though, from Portugal. Because it's right next to Guerrero. He's jumping, he's turning his back. And his goalkeeper bails him out.
First save Patricio has made tonight at the midway point of the first half. The save on Antoine Griezmann in the opening minutes of the European Championship final was actually immortalized in a statue in his hometown. Running in to take that ball away, was trying to run on to Suarez's header, but Jose Fonte intercepted it. Cavani opens up to the far side. Diego Laxalt.
Really like the little tweaks that the manager for Uruguay, Oscar Tabarez, has made to this team. From the first game, I felt they were very predictable in that 4-4-2. He tweaked his midfield, and it's made them very dynamic going forward.
Suarez thought he was fouled. Portugal comes the other way. Ronaldo from Bernardo Silva. Laxalt, the defender. Back in now for William. Lifts it across for Guerrero. Into the box, Getty's trying to bring it down. He popped up off his arm, and the referee will blow for a handball there.
And Uruguay defensively, John, are making such a concerted effort to stop the crosses coming from Portugal deep towards the end line. They're forcing them to go back, and these in-swinging balls there, like this one comes in from Mario, but then 2 defenders around the ball. One thing's for sure, he knows his team. 12 years in charge.
Tomorrow on Fox, another round of 16 doubleheader at Moscow's Luzhniki Stadium. The host nation Russia taking on Spain. Then in Nizhny, Croatia versus Denmark. And what could be a phenomenal game to watch. It all starts 9 a.m. Eastern at 6 Pacific tomorrow. Bernardo Silva tripped up. Free kick for Portugal.
And it was on Godin who had to come out and defend. Just catches Bernardo Silva, was able to skip past a couple different challenges.
Time, and there's 2 players marking Ronaldo, and as he starts to take them on, another player arrives. So they know that they have to keep an eye on him all game, concentrate. Where is he? He's their danger. Very organised Uruguay, and looking pretty comfortable at the moment, I've got to say.
Fernando Muslera wearing red, the Uruguay goalkeeper, Takes the free kick, right-footed, through the night air, deep into the Portuguese half, where Adrian Silva wins a header. And now Bernardo Silva is released by Cristiano Ronaldo. He's got good pace, and he's away from two, and he's tripped by the second. And Bernardo Silva is going to get his free kick just outside the penalty area, and he is appealing for a yellow card for Godin, and I can see his case. I understand where he's coming from.
Yeah, and Ronaldo as well, sprinting over to the referee. He knew that when the referee looked over his shoulder, he's seen Ronaldo sprinting towards him. Ronaldo quickly put his hands behind his... No offence, sir. Just wanted to talk to you.
That was a bit like Claudio Caniggia, that famous Argentina Cameroon game at the start of Italian 90, where he beat one challenge, he beat the second, and there was no way he was getting past the third. Godin says, this is where this run comes to a halt. So free kick to Portugal. Ronaldo's in there, waving his arm in the air. He's standing right by the penalty spot. He's standing in what's obviously an offside location, but he just wants to unnerve the Uruguay defence. Muslera's bellowing all sorts of instructions. Uruguay going to brazen it out. They'll hold their highlight. Now they step back. Ronaldo's presence has scared them. João Mario swings in and in. Right-footed, just too high for William, who was in the centre. And the ball bounces and skips out to the penalty area. And Suarez in a right full-back position. He pays a nutmeg through Guerrero. Guerrero says, forget about that, mate. And he snaps his heels shut. And what was Suarez doing there? He's a right full-back position. That is completely unnecessary.
Yeah, you can't do that. And this is me talking as a forward here. You can't do that as a forward. I've done it many times, trying to play a clever pass through someone's legs or pick somebody out. Just get it out. Get your team up the pitch.
This is me speaking as a bang-average five-a-side player. You don't do that. I don't care what level it is. You don't do nutmegs at right back at the World Cup. Uruguay leading 1-0, but maybe if they're 2-3, 4-0 up, you can do that sort of stuff. Not at 1-0. Bernardo Silva jumps and wins ahead of the penalty area, trying to pick out Cristiano Ronaldo, but alert goalkeeping, and Muslera comes and gathers possession. Uruguay 1, Portugal 0. We played 26 minutes.
Yeah, they've had some decent play. Portugal. Oh, what a touch from Cavani. Oh, my word.
Like he's wearing slippers, he controls the ball, he's fouled by Ricardo, free kick to Uruguay.
That was the ball was in the keeper's hands, and he done one of those kicks out the side. They kick it out the side, don't they? And it went over his left shoulder, and he plucked it down with his right foot with his laces. Oh wow, what a great piece of play that was. Whoever didn't have a chance.
That was fantastic skill from Cavani, and he waves an imaginary yellow card, and he wants a booking as well. So far the referee has kept the cards in the pocket. Remember, Bentancur is the one Uruguayan who would miss the quarter-final if he's booked. There are 6 different Portuguese players in that situation, 3 of them who start the game, 3 of them who are on the bench. Here comes Nandez down the right-hand side, sliding in is Rafael Guerrero. Good tackle, puts it out for a throw into Uruguay on the right-hand side.
At the moment, when they do get the ball in the final third, both teams, Uruguay are looking more likely to score, looking to get into crossing positions and putting the ball in the box, where Portugal are just trying to find that special goal.
Normally we think of Uruguay as sort of, the plucky underdogs, if you like, the small population, all the rest of it. They were very much the favourites of their group. They were in Group A, with Russia and Egypt and Saudi Arabia, and everyone expected them to win that group. And they certainly didn't falter with that favourite status, because they came through, they won all their games very comfortably, got their way in as group winners and into this second round game against Portugal, who finished second in their group behind Spain. Uruguay have possession. Cavani on the far side plays it off Bernardo Silva and out for a throw-in to Uruguay. So for the first time in this game, we played 28 minutes exactly. There's a bit of calm. It just calm for a moment. Won't last long, but everyone takes a breath. Laxalt takes the throw-in on the far side. Cavani challenges forward up against Pepe. Here is Ricardo, the right back. Infield to Pepe, the former Real Madrid man. Clears it up to the halfway line to Cristiano Ronaldo. Right through the back of him comes the defender Godin. Ronaldo manages to hold on to possession. Here comes Rafael Guerrero down the left-hand side. Nandez got close to him, flicked it infield to William. Now Adrian Silva. Guerrero has taken up a good position wide on the left-hand side as Guidesh has possession and brings it to within 5-6 yards of the Uruguay now. 10 men behind the ball for Uruguay. Suarez is forward, everyone else working hard to contain Portugal. William onto Guidesh, back to William, 20 yards outside the box, now to the left-hand side, closer to the penalty area is Guerrero. Excellent hard work by Cáceres to force him away and force him off the pitch. Guerrero runs it out for a throw.
That is really good full-back play, not diving in, just making sure that the cross doesn't come in, even if he chops back onto his right foot. not coming in, forces him back, makes him go towards his own goal. That's really good, patient defending.
Oscar Tabarez has been the Uruguayan coach for much of the last 3 decades. This is his 4th World Cup. He's always reached the knockout stages. He's a figure I'm sure many of our listeners will have seen the images of. He often has a little Zimmer frame thing or a walking stick to get around. He suffers from an immune system disease, but his brain remains razor sharp, and he knows his way through an opponent like Portugal. His team have gone about the tactical battle very well so far. The goal has been scored by Cavani. That's the sensational moment, but Uruguay are containing Portugal elsewhere. Strong challenge goes in by Nandes on Guerrero. And the referee blows the whistle for another Portugal free kick.
Yeah, that was a Uruguayan tackle that I expect. Nandes there just running into Guerrero, making sure that he goes no further. Definite foul. Portuguese playing it short, just trying to be patient and find a way through, because Uruguay are really tight in formation. There's no gaps in the midfield at all. The 4 across the midfield and not allowing them to have too much ball in dangerous areas.
Here's Ricardo, right hand side on the attack for Portugal, wearing all white, playing from right to left as we look down in this first half at a packed Sochi stadium. Guerrero now in a more central location, rolls it up towards the feet of Guedes. You've got to say, he keeps showing for the ball, and this time he's tripped, and it's a shootable position. And for a moment, Portugal think about taking it quickly, and then they go, whoa, we've got Ronaldo in our team. Why don't we have a little think about what we'll do here instead?
Yeah, Guedes there, just showing to feet. Right, just on the corner of the D, and the referee's waiting to see if there's any advantage at all. No advantage whatsoever. And it's in a great position for Ronaldo. It's literally on the corner of the D, about 4 or 5 yards out.
Yeah, and you know what? If you looked at where the foul happened, it was about 3 yards closer to the penalty area. But Ronaldo, while all the setting up wall, he's just a little bit further back, and now he's found his sweet spot. This is the location he wants, and he pulls up the shorts to his waist, and he displays the muscular thighs, and he's got that pose. What an iconic deal. What a pleasure to be here at a World Cup watching this picture here. Ronaldo puffing the air into his chest, the shoulders lift and they drop. He wipes his hands on his waist. Here he comes, right-footed into the wall, which does its job, and acrobatically the ball is bicycle kicked away by Torreira, and Uruguay, who had hearts in mouths for a moment, are very pleased that free kick hit the wall.
Yeah, that's what it's supposed to do. Ronaldo didn't get it over the wall or around the wall. The wall stood firm. Look at that. Didn't go anywhere near the goal. They did their job. Even if it hurts, just help your keeper out. That was on target, and I think it might have given the keeper a bit of a problem, but the wall did its job. Well done.
Uruguay 1, Portugal 0. We had a flimsy Portuguese wall earlier on in the game. Uruguay just showing them how it's done. And on our monitors, the close-up of the expression on the face of Cristiano Ronaldo, upset that he didn't hit that one a little bit better. He's still persevering with the goatee, Dion. He's trying his best to get a little bit of fuzz down there on the chin.
He might have to keep trying. It's not working as yet. But, the setup for the free kick, it's just such showmanship, Look, he had a little sneaky look at the screen as well. How do I look? How do I look?
You see, the rest of us have mirrors. He's got big screens, Cristiano Ronaldo. He knows you'll be on them as Suarez tries to run into the penalty area, tried to thread it through to a good run by Bentancur, but ball intercepted briefly. Uruguay get it back again with Martin Cáceres on the right-hand side. Gives it on to Nandes. Cáceres has continued the run.
Our monitor is the close-up of the expression on the face of Cristiano Ronaldo.
He got across to cut it out.
But he didn't hit that one a little bit better. He's still persevering with the goatee,
Ronaldo, by the way, in facial hair. So I lent my shaving foam to producer George when we were in Moscow. Where do you think it is now? Has it been A, safely returned, or B, is it still in Moscow?
I'm going to go for B, still in Moscow, because I asked him for it today and I said, where is it, George? And he said, oh, sorry, I left it in Moscow.
Life on the road, we're running low on toiletries, but we're having a good time as Portugal try to come with Adrian Silva putting a ball way too far in front of Ricardo, and that goes out for a throw into Uruguay. So, story of the match, if you're just tuning in on 5 Live, Uruguay out of the traps like they're in lane 5. Cavani setting up a goal that he got on the end of himself to score. Brilliant header to the top corner, and Uruguay ever since then have had to absorb a lot of pressure from Portugal, but there's not been many occasions where Portugal have been clean through to actually have a striker goal.
Not at all. They're not being allowed to, have too much space Uruguay being very, very organised. Cavani and Suarez as a pair working so hard. Is Suarez now down the right-hand side, out wide.
Suarez pumping hard, knees like pistons, gets to the ball ahead of the corner flag, and Font had gone out to track with it. That's pulled the central defender out of there. Cáceres comes forward, rolls it back to Suarez, who's managed to unshackle himself from Font's grip. Now Cáceres comes into a more central location, rides another challenge of Adrian Silva. He's got Nandes with him. Here comes the cross. Oh, they wanted Cavani in there. He was bent to core jumping. He's not as tall. And in the end, the ball goes out for a goal kick. But another threatening attack from Uruguay, who look so dangerous every time they come forward.
Yeah, that was pretty funny there. Ronaldo. Suarez went from the centre of the pitch into a right wing area. He got the ball, he had to hold off Font, he had to battle. It was like 5-10 seconds of work. He's holding him off, he brings his pal into play. His pal gives him the ball straight back, and he wants to put his hands on his knees. He's that tired.
So is today the day that the two big superstars exit the World Cup? Already earlier on, Messi gone home, Argentina beaten by France by 4-3. That is it for Messi. And right here, right now, Cristiano Ronaldo's Portugal are trailing Uruguay by 1-0. 10 minutes to half-time. Bernardo Silva takes it down on his chest, lets it drop onto his instep, and then a little dink back to Pepe, who helps it to the goalkeeper, Rui Patricio. He returns it to Pepe, and Portugal come once again up towards the halfway line with Ricardo Pereira. Manchester City, who've done the deal to sign him, was Porto's right back last season. Rafael Guerreiro up from the left-hand side here, the Borussia Dortmund player. That's a bit of criticism about his lifestyle off the pitch. Not the most disciplined of players. Diet and what have you, but he sends in a cross here that hits Cáceres and goes out for a Portugal throw. It's taken quickly by Guerreiro. Back to Bernardo Silva, who's been operating on the right wing for most of this game, but has now come into a more central location, and I believe that's his preferred position. He wants to play in the middle. Here comes a cross. Guerreiro from the left-hand side. Ronaldo had got in there. We know how good Ronaldo is in the air, but it's headed away easily by Jimenez on that occasion, and then Bernardo Silva commits a foul, and that will be a chance. Following Cavani, a chance for Uruguay to clear their lines here and get the ball down the other end of the pitch. Dion Dublin.
Yeah, Guerreiro should have really put a bit more height on that on there. Ronaldo's at the far post. Guedes is at the far post as well there, waiting for some quality to come into the box. He hits the first man, which is so infuriating when you've worked so hard to get a bit of space, and no chances as yet.
Uruguayan fans are twirling t-shirts, scarves, wigs, whatever they have in the air. Portuguese fans trying to rally their team. Godin prepares to take the free kick, 20-25 yards inside his own half. Uruguay pushing up a high line here, getting right on the shoulders of the defenders. Suarez was holding his head before the ball even came to him. He knew Font was going to come cannoning into the back of him. He didn't even challenge for the ball, and Portugal regained possession. Bernardo Silva, who's back out on the right wing, the left-footed player who likes to cut in on that left boot. Willian's with him now, inside the centre circle, and he gives it out to Cristiano Ronaldo, who's pulled into a deep location here to get a bit of space. He points his finger left. He wants Guerreiro to go on the overlap. Now he plays it to Guerreiro. Ronaldo makes his way into the penalty area. It's slow to come from the Borussia Dortmund fullback, though. Back into the midfield to a deep position to Willian. Bernardo Silva on the right-hand side. Ricardo has come up from right back. Short ball towards the edge of the penalty area, and Guedes. And it's very composed and full of concentration from Uruguay. They're chasing shadows a little bit, but they're not panicking. Here comes the cross from Ricardo. Ronaldo got off the ground, and Guedes actually jumped in front of him, and there's been a clash of heads, and the ball is put out of play by Muslera.
Yes, he's holding his sort of left temple there. Guedes just gets in front of Ronaldo. Ronaldo's actually set himself up to get some height, and he sees his pal there, his strike partner. Yeah, I think it's just a clash of heads. Clash of heads there.
Godin, who's got a forehead made of granite, hardly flinched there, but he walloped into young Gonzalo Guedes, who's got the little Tweety birds and the stars spinning around his head as he gets back to his feet now.
Godin's doing nothing. He's just carrying on.
Godin is like, no problem.
Nothing's happened at all.
Wipes a little bead of sweat from his forehead. Luis Suarez says of Diego Godin, he said he's the biggest nuisance to play against. He never leaves you alone. Diego Simeone, who's his coach at Atletico Madrid, he says that Godin is the one player he would never allow to leave the club. No matter how much you offer, he ain't going anywhere.
Yeah, because successful teams need a backbone, and he is #1 on the team sheet when it comes to backbone.
Cheers and whistles from Uruguay fans. You can tell it's Ronaldo on the ball. He managed to hold off Nandes. Long, mazy run down the left flank, right up against the choke of the touchline, and eventually Cáceres comes across and tackles him out for a throw. Throw into Portugal, who remain on the attack. It's taken by Guerrero to João Mario. Cáceres working hard again at right back, and the ball goes out, and it's just a goal kick. Ronaldo can't believe it. He runs up and he bellows in the face of the referee. He says, surely it's a corner. Referee says, no, goal kick. We've got 6 minutes to half-time, and Uruguay still lead Portugal 1-0.
Yes, no, that was baffling, actually. Lucas, is it Casillas there? I think he might have got a touch. No, he didn't actually. He's done well. Strength. He got pushed in the back. Referee given nothing. Right decision.
A reminder to download the 5 Live World Cup Daily Podcast. Kelly Cates joined by Diego Forlan in today's episode. Didier Drogba will be in tomorrow's episode. All the big names on the 5 Live World Cup Daily Podcast. Perfect for your morning commute. Never more than 40 minutes here in Sochi. 1-0 to Uruguay. And Rafael Guerrero has it 10 yards outside the penalty area on the left-hand side. Nandes comes close to him. Uruguay working so hard off the ball. Look at this. Cavani throws himself into a challenge. William, who's no wilting lily, whatever the expression is. I mean, he goes bang into it as well. He's not shying away from that. And the referee blows the whistle and says free kick. Wilting violet? No, I'm mixing up my metaphor.
Yes.
Shirking
violet. No, shrieking violet.
Shirking violet, leek, lily,
flower,
broccoli,
flower, or something. Just great work from Cavani. Just really good work, leaving Suarez up there just to to sort of keep those two centre halves occupied. But Cavani going in, doing the dirty work there, and really helping his team out. Gets a free kick. They can get up the pitch, and Portugal, they look frustrated at the moment because they're trying everything and they're not getting nothing.
Here comes João Mario down the left-hand side. He slipped there and he hurt himself a little bit. I think he's trying to con the referee that he'd been fouled. He tried to cut back on his ride and he sort of went over on his own ankle. And Uruguay clear the ball away and they get a throw in on the halfway line. And Fernando Santos, the Portuguese coach, is out to the edge of his technical area. He even steps another pace closer to the pitch. And he said to João Mario, come on, I need more from you. This is serious now. This is 4 minutes to go to half-time. We've reached the knockout stages. And as things stand, Portugal are going out. They trail 1-0.
Yes, it's a difficult one for the two centre-halves, for Pepe and for Font, because Suarez is staying up top, so they have to keep two players back, one in front, one behind. That means that Uruguay have got an extra player in possession.
Cristiano Ronaldo, who got his hat-trick against Spain. It was here at this stadium in Sochi. He got the winner against Morocco. And he once again show up on the big stage, because this is one of those moments now Portugal need him.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, what he does during the game, because there will be one or two moments in the game where Ronaldo just turns on and turns up the gas and shows us something special, whether it's a bit of skill, whether he sets somebody up, whether he will get a chance, he will hit the target with a header or a shot sooner or later in this game.
Guedes jumps for a header. João Mario sees it out. Last touch came off Nathan Nandes, the Boca Juniors midfielder, so it'll be a throw into Portugal. Just down below us, the number 5, Rafael Guerrero. Throws it short to Adrian Silva, who's been caught in possession by Bentancur. Battling hard for it here is Nandes on the right wing. Keeps it in play. Very congested area there, right up against the sidelines, and eventually he's fouled. Free kick to Uruguay, and they're frustrating Portugal at the moment.
Yeah, Silva's in there, Font's in there, Pepe's in there as well, all scrapping for the ball. There was about 5 players right in front of the dugout on the halfway line, kicking and just trying to get this ball under control. Unfortunately, it was a foul by the Portuguese player there on Suarez.
Suarez takes the free kick. Right full-back position for Uruguay. Suarez goes down in a heap after a challenge from behind. Referee says play on, nothing wrong with that. So Uruguay are temporarily down to 10 men here, with Suarez lying flat on the ground. Whistles from the Uruguay fans who want play to stop. Bernardo Silva with no interest. Now Ronaldo, crossing position on the right-hand side. Still no movement from Suarez. Ronaldo crosses, deflects off the defender. That'll be a corner, and the Uruguay fans and players are not happy here. They're saying, come on, it's a head injury. You should have stopped play. And with the ball out of play, some treatment now can come on for Luis Suarez. Mind you, the Uruguayan medical staff aren't exactly busted a gut to get out to him. Right? Look at them strolling over. Get the feeling they're not all that concerned for Luis Suarez, who he didn't get hit.
No, he didn't. We're seeing the replay here. He didn't get any. There was no contact. There was no contact to his head at all. What it was, maybe a little bit of whiplash, maybe from Guerrero there, going into his heart, into his the top of his back. But he's holding his head like he's had an elbow in the back of his head, and he's stayed down. He's put his team under pressure. Maybe that's his. Maybe that's a cry wolf sort of situation where he's done it so many times that
the referee wasn't buying it.
Sorry, pal, we know what you like. And listen, he got a bit of a clatter, but he didn't warrant staying down for so long.
The clock ticks on. We're into the last minute of the opening 45. There'll be a bit added on for the stoppages. We've seen a hell of a goal tonight. Cavani, just to paint the picture for the listeners at home, he had possession just inside the Portugal half. He sprayed a pinpoint crossfield ball onto the chest of Luis Suarez. Suarez, couple of touches, pinged it back into the middle, and there was Cavani. How he made up that ground, I don't know, but from just inside the Portugal half, suddenly he was on the edge of the 6-yard box. And I mean, Dion, you know how to head a ball. What a finish that is.
Yeah.
Goalkeeper, no chance.
Yeah, no chance at all. Very difficult header. There's pace on the cross, so you just want it to hit your head. You can't head the ball, just hit your head and guide it towards goal.
Bernardo Silva takes the corner kick, and again, it's a short corner. They've done that a couple of times now. Bernardo Silva, with a lot of impatient Portuguese players waiting for it to be delivered into the box, loses his footing, gets the ball back again from Ricardo. Now back to Adrian Silva, back out to Ricardo again. 2 minutes of being added on for stoppages. Ricardo's cross is good, but not as good as the catch from Muslera, who was under pressure there. So many goalkeepers this World Cup would have punched that. He said, no way, grabs it firm.
Yes, he's under severe pressure as well from Pepe, making sure that his knees are up. The ball's been taken at his highest point. No chance was he going to drop that. Very good keeping.
The goal that Cavani has scored tonight, the first of this tournament that Uruguay have scored that didn't come from a set piece. All 5 before this evening were some from set pieces. This was very much from open play. Here is Suarez, who'll claim the assist. Plays the ball off Guerrero. And that is out for a throw into Uruguay midway inside the Portuguese half. And Portugal are going to need something new in the second half, Dion. They're going to have to step it up. Difficult to see exactly in what shape that's going to come, but they're going to need more than what we've seen in this 45.
Yes, they're trying to unlock Uruguay, but nothing as yet. They've tried left wing, they've tried right wing, they've tried to go through the middle with some really good football, but very organised Uruguay, very stubborn in allowing any shots on target, any crosses to come in. They're stopping the crosses at source, don't allow it into the box. Fullbacks working really hard.
Caceres prepares to take the throw in on the right-hand side. Uruguay, deep in stoppage time here at the end of the first half, have committed a lot of bodies forward. Caceres has given it the longest run-up he can. Whoa, what a throw that is, by the way. Beyond the penalty spot when Pepe lunged and headed it away. That was an enormous throw. Portugal clear it away. Godin hammers it back into the mix. High and hopeful. Comes down inside the penalty area. Cavani with another one of his glorious touches. Hits it with the second attempt and puts it wide. What a goal that would have been.
I don't know what Godin was doing there. He just actually launched it from the centre circle, high as possible towards the Portuguese goal, and Cavani brings it down with a half-average touch compared to his standards, and he gets a shot off. Very good work.
There we go. The whistle for half-time. So, advantage Uruguay.
An advantage Uruguay through Cavani to Suarez to Cavani. What a goal in the 7th minute of play. And Portugal simply doesn't have any ideas. Opinion from our World Cup control from John Conway, Angelo Cavalluzzo, and yours truly, Gareth Wheeler. It's Uruguay 1, Portugal no in this round of 16 tie. And you're listening to the FIFA World Cup across the TSN radio network.
Want to be certain your reno goes right? Start with Pro Materials. Choose CertainTeed drywall. Whether it's fire resistant, water resistant, super durable, or soundproof. Also choose
CertainTeed top quality insulation.
And choose from a whole range of CertainTeed ceiling systems. If you want to do it right, you can't go wrong with CertainTeed professional grade drywall, insulation, and ceiling systems. CertainTeed. Pro all the way.
The all-new enhanced iHeartRadio is here.
And it's now the most accessible, easy-to-use streaming service available everywhere.
Over 1,000 radio stations and 100 commercial-free music streams.
From rock to pop, classical to country, news, talk, and sports. There's always something fun to stream.
Including over 10,000 of the hottest podcasts like The Joe Rogan Experience and Serial.
Plus, you can score tickets to the hottest concerts and access to exclusive iHeartRadio secret sessions.
Find iHeartRadio, a free download. Also available on Sonos, Apple CarPlay, and more.
The best.
Now until July 15th, catch all the soccer action at Three Brewers Microbrewery Restaurants. They have lots of big screens so you won't miss a moment. Three Brewers Microbrewery Restaurants. Great beer, great food, great times. Three Brewers, Richmond Hill, Mavis, Oakville.
How do you build a better bridge? With ironworkers, who've trained for years in one of the largest private education systems in Canada. Why? Because a traffic jam on a highway bridge can weigh more than 5 million pounds. And that's a lot of weight on our shoulders. Canada's professional ironworkers and their contractors. Better people, better built. Learn more at ironworkers.ca.
Brought to you by the Ironworkers of Canada. Better people, better built.
The best beer to celebrate the beautiful game? Probably. Tall cans of Carlsberg are 25 cents off at the LCBO from June 24th to July 21st. Carlsberg, probably the best beer in the world. Please drink responsibly.
Thanks for calling Alpine Credits. How can I help you?
Hi, I own my own home and I need a loan.
Approved.
Well, that's not very romantic. Can you at least put it in a poem for me?
Okay, that's a new one. How about roses are red, violets are blue-ved. You own your home, so you are approved.
Oh, well done, big boy.
Thank you, I think.
Alpine Credits. Home equity loan since 1969. Homeowners get approved. Fiscal license 12616.
At Meineke, they believe taking care of your car shouldn't take over your life, with 14 locations in the Greater Toronto Area and services from AAC to tune-up to brake repair. Meineke is your one-stop shop for total car care. Save time by booking your appointment online today at Meineke.ca. Meineke, on with life.
Do you know you share your birthday with 9 million other people?
No. Do you know Pizza Pizza has amazing chicken wings, bites, and strips?
No. Do you know a group of frogs is called an army?
No. Do you know Pizza Pizza chicken is Canadian farm raised?
No. Do you know every day is a holiday somewhere in the world?
No. Do you know Pizza Pizza chicken bites and wings are raised without antibiotics?
Do you know you have an odd obsession with chicken?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Get a medium 2-topping pizza with a mini bucket of wings or white meat bites and a dip for $16.99.
Order pizzapizza.ca.
TLC Laser Eye Centers has your prescription for a new beginning. As the preferred choice of Canadian optometrists for vision correction procedures, TLC puts your life into sharper focus. For over 20 years, TLC has been recognized for providing patients with the results they expect. Our advanced technology and safe, high-quality procedures ensure a consistent track record of patient satisfaction. Book a free, no-obligation consultation at tlclasik.ca.
At Rona, we're here to take you from...
Wow, that is so not what I expected.
...to...
Wow, that is so not what I expected.
Don't miss the flooring event this Thursday to Wednesday at Rona. Buy a box of laminate flooring in stock and get the second one half off. Plus, this Saturday only, shop in-store or online and get 20% off the product of your choice with any purchase of $100. You won't want to miss this. Rona, here to help with your projects. Certain conditions apply.
McDonald's first ever World Taste Tour is here. Come in and try a new menu item every 2 weeks, inspired by McDonald's from around the world. Our first stop is China, with a new Chinese Szechuan burger. 100% Canadian beef, topped with Szechuan sauce and crispy wontons on a perfectly toasted black and white sesame seed bun. But hurry, because you only have until July 1st to add a taste of China to your day. The new Chinese Szechuan burger, the first delicious stop on the McDonald's World Taste Tour. While supplies last at participating McDonald's restaurants in Canada.
At Meineke, they believe taking care of your car shouldn't take over your life, with 14 locations in the Greater Toronto Area and services from AAC to tune-up to brake repair. Meineke is your one-stop shop for total car care. Save time by booking your appointment online today at Meineke.ca. Meineke, on with life.
Sound Wars returns July 16th to TSN 1050. This is Certainteed at the half.
It's an absolute beauty!
Certainteed, the pro's choice for top quality renovation products. Certainteed, pro all the way.
On the TSN Radio Network.
Official broadcaster of the 2018 FIFA World Cup Russia.
Great ball up to the halfway line, controlled by Edson Cavani. Suarez is way over, but he picked him out on his laser, and he pings it right to the Barcelona man. And Suarez now attacking the box, back into the middle. Cavani! Oh, that's sensational! He heads it into the top corner. That's one of the best 1-2s you'll ever see. Cavani started that on the halfway line. He slung it to the left wing to Suarez, and by the time it came back into the middle, it was that same player, Edson Cavani, who headed to the top corner, and with 7 minutes played, Uruguay lead Portugal 1-0.
Conor
McNamara on the call. One of the better goals you'll see. Cavani, crossfield. Suarez whipping a dangerous ball inside the 18 to the far post. And Cavani, an acrobatic header on what was a well-hit ball by Suarez. The big two for Uruguay getting the job done, and Portugal really toothless in attack as Uruguay leads through 45 minutes in Sochi 1-0. Welcome back inside World Cup Control. Gareth Wheeler alongside John Conway and Angelo Cavalluzzo. One moment. It's just that one moment in the first half that we have. We all thought in the pre-match that an early goal would do wonders for this game. Instead, it's just a defensive clinic being put on by the two center backs of Uruguay and Godin and Jimenez, and Portugal simply cannot find a way through.
Uruguay has stayed confident and structured in the defensive posture after that first goal. They've been so good. They've been great getting the ball forward. If they do get in the attack, they finish the attack in the final third of the field. They repress Portugal and got some easy balls back. Otherwise, they're dropping back 2 blocks of 4 and are just so tough to break down. They're really clogging up the middle of the field and forcing Ronaldo out to the sideline, and he's having trouble at that point.
Ronaldo hasn't even had a touch of the ball inside the box yet in that half. And then for the goal, I mean, it's like the most unorthodox central striker combination play you ever see. They're just hitting 2 diagonal balls at the width of the pitch to combine to create that goal. It's an incredible goal.
Well, there's so much I like about that, and typically you want your 2 strikers, and it's rare this day and age to actually see a team play with 2 out-and-out strikers, but the 2 players are like 40 yards apart. And they're playing balls like it's like volleyball, one side to the other. But I love the way that Cavani played that crossfield ball and then completed his run to the far post.
Great move by Cavani. I mean, played the ball across, knew Suarez was going to go one-on-one and get the ball in the box, and he beelined it in, found the back post, slid in behind the defender, and knotted that ball home hard.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Edge.
Maybe the left back doesn't check his blind side, is a bit at fault a little bit, but I mean, it's a towering header from Cavani, even if the left back's aware of it.
And it was a great ball in by Suarez, hit with purpose. Cavani's 4th World Cup goal overall, his 2nd of this competition. So 2 questions here, and let's start with Portugal. How do they find a way through? Is it through a change of personnel, a change of tactics? What do you think? Because they need to do something more. The status quo simply will not serve them well.
There's really not a lot of space for them to play, and they're just playing in front of the back line right now of Uruguay, and they're happy to do it really slowly just across the pitch, and there's not really a lot of speed to their play.
No, very, very slow. They just can't get anything into the interior of this back. Godin and Jimenez are just really clogging up. Anything that's played in there, they're fishing out and can't get anything on it. But I think the one thing that the X factor is going to be Ronaldo. If he can come up with some sort of magic here to get Portugal back in the game, because that's the only way I see this happening.
I think whether it's someone maybe beating someone 1v1 so you can pull someone else out and then slip a pass, or it's a set piece or something, it's the only way I can see.
And that's why I'm thinking that Quaresma has to come on. Like Guedes over the course of this tournament, talented young player, but simply hasn't cut it. As for Uruguay, can they afford to sit back the way that they have been and just showing this kind of patience? Or do you want to see them be able to break out a little bit more, control the ball a little bit more? Because it's really 11 men behind the ball and defend.
I think they can be a bit better on the counterattack, to be fair. I mean, they're doing a great job defending. If they can be a little bit sharper getting forward between Cavani and Suarez, if they don't get themselves too deep into the defensive third trying to defend. But first things first, they're already winning the game 1-0. So they're in a good position if they stay strong defensively and they can walk away with a win.
Yeah, they haven't been ambitious at all after they scored that first goal. So, I mean, I think we've seen throughout the tournament that and throughout the whole year, they haven't conceded yet this year.
No.
I think they might be good enough to just keep a clean sheet, shut up shop 1-0.
Through 6.5 games, Uruguay, you're right, has not conceded in 2018. This is Certainteed at the half. Certainteed, the pro's choice for drywall insulation and ceiling systems. Certainteed, pro all the way. It's Uruguay 1, Portugal no score, and this is the World Cup across the TSN Radio Network.
Certain your reno goes right. Start with Pro Materials. Choose Certainteed drywall. Whether it's fire resistant, water resistant, super durable, or soundproof. Also choose
Certainteed top quality insulation.
And choose from a whole range of Certainteed ceiling systems. If you want to do it right, you can't go wrong with Certainteed professional grade drywall, insulation, and ceiling systems. Certainteed. Pro all the way.
Hey, Canada, you gave Oddshark some pretty interesting reasons why your team would win the world's biggest soccer tournament.
I'll take Brazil. They're my video game soccer team.
I'm cheering for Peru because I was there in '82.
Right. Scratch that. You know, there's a better way to pick your team. The Oddshark.net soccer experts and supercomputer are the source for soccer odds, analysis, and picks. The whole world is watching. Why not watch with an edge? Oddshark.net. Feed your game.
No one throws parties like the Pint, which means no one celebrates Canada Day in Toronto like the Pint. St. Patrick's Day was epic, and now the Pint is taking their party know-how to throw Toronto's best Canada Day party. $5 keys and $5 shots all day long. Live DJ pumping up the patio. Bar games, huge prizes. Parties so loud they'll hear you at Parliament Hill. Canada Day, only at the Pint. 277 Front Street West. The Pint. Dance, drink, oh Canada.
How do you build a better community? Start with better playgrounds. That's what ironworker volunteers did when they built a bright yellow Ferris wheel with the same skill and care that built Canada's skylines. Canada's 23,000 ironworkers are proud of the quality of life they've earned. They're community builders on the job and off. And communities are always stronger when you put people first. Canada's professional ironworkers and their contractors. Better people, better built. Learn more at ironworkers.ca.
Now until July 15th, catch all the soccer action at Three Brewers Microbrewery Restaurants. Plus, get their special sport combo. Half a meter of flam, plus a 3-liter Triton for only $40. Three Brewers Microbrewery Restaurants. Great beer, great food, great times.
Why is it so dark in here?
Dimming the lights is good for the planet.
That's true. Hey, let me grab my iPad and see if it's good for our bill.
With RBC and iPad, you can bank smart. Like using Siri and the RBC mobile app to pay your hydro bill.
Here's your payment. Ready to send it?
Then you can use Siri to remind you to pick up some energy-efficient light bulbs, so you can continue to help the planet. Experience the RBC difference. Open an RBC all-inclusive account by August 31st and get your iPad at no cost, so you can bank smart, only with RBC. Conditions apply.
Presto has big news, so here's Esteban, the poetic lover, to explain.
My love is a mass transit system. Your beauty is my Presto card. The TTC monthly pass forging two hearts into one. Our passion igniting a limitless voyage across this bountiful city. No bus, a streetcar, or subway station could turn us away.
Yes, and, well, yes. Translation? Add an adult or senior TTC monthly pass for unlimited travel at prestocard.ca or select Shoppers Drug Mart locations.
My pantalones are burning!
If you're a current owner of a Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram vehicle and you're still in your finance contract, you now have an outstanding opportunity to get into a new vehicle, like a 2018 Ram 1500. With 25% off MSRP for up to $18,500 in cash discounts, plus a $1,000 pull-ahead bonus cash and a 1% finance rate reduction. Sounds like it's time for an upgrade. Opportunities knocking, but only until July 3rd. See dealer for details.
Now until July 15th, catch all the soccer action at Three Brewers Microbrewery Restaurants. They have lots of big screens, so you won't miss a moment. Three Brewers Microbrewery Restaurants. Great beer, great food, great times. Three Brewers, Young Adelaide, Liberty Village.
Valanciunas, Texas, and JV's threes.
Sound Wars returns July 16th to TSN 1050. You're listening to Certainteed at the Half.
Teed, the pro's choice for top quality renovation products. Certainteed, pro all the way.
On the TSN Radio Network.
Official broadcaster of the 2018 FIFA World Cup Russia.
Uruguay 45 minutes away from a date with France in the quarterfinals. They lead Portugal 1-0 from Sochi. Gareth Wheeler alongside John Conway and Angelo Cavalluzzo. It doesn't appear there's any Portuguese changes here at the half. How patient can you afford to be if you're Fernando Angelo?
I think he's got to make some kind of change to liven up the attacking area of the pitch. Maybe it's charisma. We saw against Iran a little bit of combination play to give himself a bit of space to get that wonderful outside of the foot strike off. Maybe they need something like that.
John?
Yeah, I think there's going to need to be a change here at some point because it needs to bring some life if this game stays the same way. It's something to make something dynamic happen because Uruguay has just been too strong defensively.
Great goal for Uruguay through Cavani in the 7th minute. Since then, very comfortable for the South American side. Let's go back to Sochi for second half kickoff. We'll see what Portugal is made of. Here's Connor McNamara, Dion Dublin on the call, courtesy of our broadcast partners with BBC Radio.
Then underway for for the second half. Portugal in all white, Uruguay in their traditional sky blue. And it'll be Uruguay playing from right to left as we look down. Cavani's goal, which came very early, just 7 minutes on the big stadium clock when he headed into the top corner. That still separates the teams. But Uruguay have gone about this very professionally. But nothing to panic about. Everything's been under control for the South Americans so far. As Godin just continues that style by rolling it calmly back to Muslera, the goalkeeper behind. He'd not been called into action all that often. He'd one daisy cutter to save from Ronaldo. He'd one cross he took very well, Muslera. Well, that's been about it. As Font down the other end shows a bit of panic, puts the ball out for a Uruguay throw. Now they will be on the attack.
Yeah, that's just the ball went back from kickoff to Muslera, the keeper. And he just took a little bit too long. Ronaldo wasn't too far away from blocking that, so he's got to be careful. Don't take too long, don't take any risks, especially with Ronaldo right now going straight down the middle.
Yeah, Cristiano Ronaldo's up front of his own at the moment for Portugal. Bernardo Silva at the moment is sitting in behind him in a sort of number 10 position, and João Mario's moved to the right-hand side. Now they do interchange a bit, but I'd be very interested to see Bernardo Silva in that more creative central role if he can.
Yes, if he can get the ball, he'll pick a pass. You know, he can twist and turn out of trouble. And he'll find Ronaldo making runs.
Vecino makes an interception. Is having a nice tidy game in the middle of the midfield for Uruguay. Laxalt plays it forward. It's not controlled by Rodrigo Bentancur, the Juventus midfielder, but Portugal get it up to Ronaldo, who tries the cushion header down for Bernardo Silva, but it's intercepted before it gets there. Portugal get it back 15 yards inside their own half. Rafael Guerreiro. There's a press from Nandes. Rafael Guerreiro goes around him through Adrian Silva onto Bernardo Silva. Midway now inside the Uruguay half. João Mario spent the second half of last season on loan at West Ham. He sends it in, the number 10. Good header away by Godin. Good distance on it as well out of the penalty area. Cavani, who's such a strong, muscular character, tries to hold it up on the edge of the box, and then he goes down under a challenge. Portugal briefly had possession, spills away from them, and Cáceres is able to clear away, right-footed into the crowd on the far side. Uruguay 1, Portugal 0, 2 minutes played in the second half.
Yeah, João Mario, they're having a really good chance to put in some quality, but you know, they keep hitting the first man, Portugal. You know, Ronaldo doesn't like to get across the first man normally. He likes to leave it late, get his leap into action, and just leave it hanging in there for Ronaldo.
Portugal have possession on the halfway line. Bernardo Silva under pressure from Bentancur. He retreats into his own half, and then Font has to go all the way back to the goalkeeper Rui Patricio. And then not a good clearance there, and they don't look comfortable in defence at the start of this second half. Portugal, they've given away a very, well, what happened? It sliced out.
Yes, off Suarez, I think it was.
So, oh, it came off Suarez, yes, right, sorry. Yes, okay, I was wondering, I thought it was a Uruguay throw. Yeah, it's gone out for a goal kick, but off Suarez, right, gotcha.
They've gone for sort of a basketball kind of full press there off the goal kick. Uruguay, Suarez, Cavani, all forward, making sure they can't play out, making them go long, because Uruguay are happy to have an aerial battle against anybody. Ball goes in the air, they're normally a winner.
Uruguay still lead 1-0. Muslera, their goalkeeper, back for Cáceres, Jimenez, Godin and Laxalt. In midfield, Nandes is on the right, then Torreira, Vecino, Bentancur. And the top two, Suarez and Cavani. Cavani, who tonight has got his 44th international goal. That separates the teams. Throw in on the right-hand side for Uruguay. Cáceres takes it, headed away by Pepe, one of the two central defenders, along with Font for Portugal tonight. They've got Guerreiro at left back, Ricardo's the right back, Rui Patricio the goalkeeper. The middle of the midfield is William and Adrian Silva. João Mario's now playing on the right, Bernardo Silva in the middle, and Ronaldo with Guedes with the two up front. Here is Bernardo, so that's glorious the way he did that, just dragged the ball under his stud, spun away, then turned back at himself again. But everywhere he turns, it's a cul-de-sac. Suarez lunges in, kicks him on the shin. Enough of that, free kick to Portugal.
Yes, just maybe one turn too many there from Bernardo Silva. Just do what you need to do, get out of trouble. Always use your skill when you need to use your skill, and then give it to somebody else who can play and get your team up the pitch.
Here is Guedes, left-hand side of the attack. Loses it on the edge of the penalty. Lashes out in frustration and commits a foul on Nandes down there, and that's going to be a free kick to Uruguay. And again, a chance to clear their lines. Guedes, who's shown a few little sparks, a few glimmers that he might have something about him in this game, but one touch too many there.
Yeah, just taking a little bit too long all over the pitch at the moment, Portugal. Just taking that extra touch, giving Uruguay a chance to get a bit closer. Physically, Uruguay will like it. They don't mind a physical battle. If Portugal play quicker, get it into wide areas, João Mario gets decent crosses in, Font and Pepe will be much safer.
Have you spotted the moon, Dion Dublin, away to our right-hand side? Look at that.
Oh, wow, look at that.
That is a photograph. The moon, which has got a kind of a burnt, rusty orange colour, dangling in the sky away to our right-hand side. It really is,
just through the gap in the roof.
Yeah, we could just see the moon shining down on us as Portugal come on the attack down the right-hand side, and Ricardo tries to send in his cross. It's repelled away to João Mario midway inside the Uruguay half on the right-hand side. We are here on the coast of the Black Sea. It's the region of Krasnodarski Kraj, and very much the holiday resort where Russians like to come for their vacations. Here in Sochi, summer weather, sweaty and hot in the stadium. Uruguay still leading by a goal to nil. Bernardo Silva has an edge of the penalty area on the right-hand side. Bentancur is doing some good work to try and contain him, and that's going to trickle out, and Bernardo Silva allows it trickle out because he knows it's going for a corner. Off Laxal, corner to Portugal, and they send them all up now. Only the goalkeeper staying back. Everyone else making their way towards the edge of the penalty area.
Yeah, Cavani and Suarez as well making their way back.
No time to waste. Here it comes. Bernardo Silva drills it in low and hard. Easily cleared by Suarez at the front post. Adrian Silva picks it up. To his left is Guerrero. His cross comes back to him again, and he hits it on the volley, and it was dipping, but not dipping quickly enough. And it spins wide of the target. Uruguay still lead 1-0.
Yeah, safe. Nothing troubling the keeper there. But again, corner. Bernardo Silva hitting the first man. Just miss that man out. Give your team a chance. But it's happened 3 or 4 times now. They are chances. They might not look much, but if you beat that first man, you do put the defending team under some pressure.
That attempt there from Guerrero, sort of mirror image of the goal that the French right back Pavard scored earlier on today. What a goal that was, by the way. I'm pretty sure he never scored for his country before. What a way to break your duck. Brilliant volley to the far top corner. France beating Argentina 4-3 earlier on. They are into the quarter-final. The winner of this one will play them. So at the moment, it'll be France-Uruguay in Nizhny Novgorod on Friday. And that'll be at 3 p.m. in the afternoon. Kickoff in the UK. Ronaldo's on the run here. Godin gets up and makes the interception. That was important. Ronaldo had slipped in between the two central defenders, but Godin was able to get spring in his heels to head it away.
Yeah, just a nudge in the back. It was a great run from Ronaldo. He went in front of the defender, and then he went in behind as well. It was a nice straight ball that he nearly got in, but it just wasn't hit long enough. That's what Ronaldo will do. He'll always make himself available. If you can pick out the pass, then he'll be there, ready to finish it. 7
minutes played in the second half. Cavani's goal separates them. This the second knockout game of the World Cup. Tomorrow, Spain play Russia in the afternoon, Croatia against Denmark in the evening. All the games live here on BBC Radio 5 Live. As Cáceres plays the ball infield, Godin will sprint back into his own half. Ronaldo comes to apply the pressure. Godin rolls it to Muslera. Right-footed clear. It's not the cleanest connection, mind you, but it does the job and it gets it away, albeit returning possession to Portugal, for whom Adrian Silva stretches and nudges it in front of Rafael Guerrero, who's got a bit of room here on the left wing. Cáceres has retreated. Nández, who's normally out there, had gone missing for a moment, but the cross is not from Guerrero, and Uruguay comfortably clear it away.
Again, just organised, that bank of 4 there that they have sitting there, Uruguay. There's not many gaps between the two centre-halves and the full-backs. They're very, very close, tight-knit 4. They know where each other is, and every time a ball comes in, they make sure they are in the width of that 6-yard box, so there's no danger at all.
53 minutes on the clock. Font onto Guerrero, left-hand side, midway into Uruguayan territory now. He's got Guidesh up ahead of him. Short to Guerrero, 10 yards outside the penalty area now. Willian, a little bit further back, rolls it along the ground to João Mario, 7 or 8 yards now outside the penalty area. But Uruguay have got a sky blue wall erected, and it's very difficult for Portugal to get through. Bernardo Silva tries, there's a back heel by João Mario. Cristiano Ronaldo sets it up, it nearly came back to Cristiano Ronaldo, and in the end it skids away out for a corner. He's waiting for the chance to fall to him in the box, and it just didn't quite do so there, Ronaldo.
No, Bernardo Silva just putting a ball in there. João Mario nudging it on. It goes to Ronaldo. Ronaldo's got his back to goal. He wants to do something.
Corners take it short. Guerrero swings it in, and Pepe! 1-1 in Sochi. Portugal, the European champions, are right back in it. Brilliant header from Pepe on his 99th cap. He took ball, man, everything into the back of the net. No messing about from Pepe. Uruguay won, Portugal won.
As soon as that ball came in, I thought to myself, wow, Pepe has got himself into an area where if he gets a run up, he'll win this. Font as well, they both went for it. Pepe gets there first, aggression, direction, short corner, and then the ball was put into an area over the first man, straight into the back of the net. He heads it about 8 yards out, thunders off his forehead. Look at that, bam, watching the replay. Number 3, Pepe, number 1 keeper, no chance.
You are not saving that. Pepe gets high, powers it downwards. Goalkeeper was on his way back off his right boot. He's then going to try and change direction. No chance you're keeping that out. It's a wonderful goal. Pepe has made it 1-1. Game on.
Yes, the keeper's actually across the pitch, sort of shuffling side to side on his left foot, then the ball goes back to where he's just shuffled from. Really difficult to get the spin, to get the ball out the danger area.
Vecino tries to charge out of defence. It'll be interesting to see how Uruguay respond here now. Having looked very comfortable at 1-0, they've been pegged back to 1-1.
Yeah, got in there making a silly challenge. No need at all. Bernardo Silva is much bigger than him, gives a free kick to Portugal. Tails up now, you can see they want to play quickly now. It's one of them things that professional football, we call it hand on and play. They're getting the ball, stopping it and playing as quick as they can.
The goal from Pepe, a player who was born in very humble surroundings in Brazil. His first pair of boots took his father 15 months to pay off in debt installments. This guy came from almost nothing. And here he is playing for Portugal, having had a wonderful career with Real Madrid. Just when people think he might be winding down the old career, he shows there's life in the old Pepe dog after all. And he's got the goal that has Portugal back on level terms. As here there's a deliberate foul and Laxalt to the halfway line. Free kick to Uruguay. And I have a feeling we're going to see a few tackles crunch in the next 20 minutes or something on Dublin.
Oh, yes. Laxalt there just marauding out of his own half, going by 3 players. But in the end, the 3 players got the better of him. It was great defending though. Just before that, got in there, just bringing the ball down onto his thigh, nudging it into the area there, and Laxalt just marauding. I thought to myself, if he passed now, you'd be fine. You'd be able to get the second ball. Got brought down.
2 teams who like to get stuck in. It's become a staring match now at 1-1. Neither will want to blink first. And Portugal with just renewed vigour. I mean, they never let their heads drop. You've got to give them that. They kept coming and coming and coming. They weren't creating many chances. Finally, a cross of quality from Rafael Guerreiro. And Pepe with a powerful header to the back of the net. Free kick now to Uruguay on the halfway line. Godin takes it. Supporters here indulging in an Icelandic clap. Gathering pace as the ball almost spills for Suarez over there on the far side, but try as he might, he won't prevent Portugal clearing it away. But he forces a scuffed clearance by Guerreiro, and that means Uruguay remain on the attack. And we've seen already that Cáceres has an enormous throw in him. He's leaning up against an advertising hoarding, and he's ready to propel this.
They're all going beyond the penalty spot.
Here it comes, arching back, pumped in, out comes the goalkeeper. Excellent from Rui Patricio. Gathers it high above his head and he pumps it long. Over the head of Ronaldo, who'll scamper after it. Godin takes no chances, puts it out for the throw. Ronaldo wants another ball, and he takes it quickly. Great throw from Ronaldo to Bernardo Silva. There's no messing about there. Back to Cristiano Ronaldo, crossing position on the right-hand side. João Mario comes close, and Portugal playing it around, allowing Uruguay fall back into their comfortable defensive position. They had committed bodies forward for that Cáceres throw, but play on. 1-1 here. Approaching the hour mark, that almost artificial-looking burnt orange moon away to our right-hand side. So much is artificial around this Olympic Park in Sochi. I wouldn't be surprised at a fake moon. Here's João Mario, crosses from the right-hand side, put too much on it, floats over everyone, but Adrian Silva will sprint out to keep it in play on the far side. So Portugal remain on the attack. He gives it to Bernardo Silva with the bright orange boots, gives a little backheel to Adrian Silva, who I think wasn't ready for it, and in nips Nandes to win the ball for Uruguay. He sets off at a powerful run, but William, as he's covered all the way, great player William, so strong, wins it back for Portugal.
Yeah, just put himself right in front of Nandes as he run there. No way was he going to go by. The ball might go by, but Nandes was never going to get by the unit, which is William.
Now, Cristiano Ronaldo, right-hand side of the midfield, lays it off to João Mario. 2 defenders around him, skips it infield to William once again. Now there's a bit of room for Bernardo Silva. Trying to get close to him is Torreira. He releases it to Guedes, shoots, takes a deflection out for a corner. Another corner to Portugal, who you've got to say they look in the mood right now.
Yeah, they do, and all of them. There's Pepe, look, making his way forward to the same position again. Fonts just trying to on the back post, all the Uruguayan defenders waiting for their man to come into the box. This is going to be, it might even be a short again, but it's going to be an in-swinger.
Uruguay are preparing to make a change. There's all sorts of activity down in amongst the penalty area. Once again, it's a short taken corner for Portugal. Adrian Silva on the corner angle of the penalty area. Torreira trying to get close to him. Adrian Silva gets past him. Torreira doesn't give up. Follows his man all the way, puts it out for another corner to Portugal.
That's really frustrating. You've got your two centre-halves in the box. And if you don't cross it, they've got to go 50 yards back in position. So if you are going to go up as a centre-half, please put it in the box. Give us a chance of scoring a goal. I've done it for you once. Why would you change?
Hour on the clock. 1-1 the scoreline. Corner to Portugal, who've come from behind here. Swung in high. Too high for Ronaldo. Font gets a touch on it. Bernardo Silva back into the mix, and that's easy pickings for the goalkeeper. And Ronaldo, who was in that general area but knew there was no point even challenging for it, that the goalkeeper was going to come and take. Just a reminder, and I'm sure it's obvious at this stage, but there's been so much football and we've all lost track of everything. I have no idea what day of the week it is. Uruguay 1, Portugal 1 here. If it stays level to 90 minutes, we would have the extra time, maybe even penalties. We've reached the knockout stage of the World Cup.
Yeah, they've had most of the place for this last 5 minutes. Portugal starting to play it about a bit. Bernardo Silva trying to put his stamp on the game.
Now, here come Uruguay. Bentancur to Cavani! What a finish that is! Right-footed, just inside the edge of the penalty area. And he spins it into the far corner. He side-footed it. So accurate, but so powerful. 2 goals on the night for Cavani. They lead Portugal again, 2-1.
That man Cavani, you know why he's got 2 goals today? I'll tell you why. He's worked so hard for his team, and the harder you work, the luckier you get. But there was nothing lucky about that finish. He was sprinting down the left wing. If you can imagine the 18-yard box, the line of the 18-yard box from the touchline, he's sprinting towards that. He knows if he gets into position, he'll be able to get a shot off it. It's a great layoff. Wow, he's just curled it in the corner past the keeper. What a finish. 2 unbelievable goals from Cavani.
A cultured finish from the right foot of Edison Cavani. It was Rodrigo Bentancur who set him up.
Oh, wow.
That is a one. Look at that. We're seeing a slow motion replay here. The poise, the hair flashing, the hands raised already before the ball had even hit the back of the net. And just like the other 2 goals tonight, you ain't stopping that. Doesn't matter who's in goal.
Absolutely no chance. We just had a view of that on our screens right here from behind the goal. And Cavani has put so much curl and bend on it. He sent it outside the post just so the keeper would have no chance. And he didn't.
So Bentancur is the man who set up the goal, and he's just been taken off. Christian Rodriguez has come on as a substitute for Uruguay, who lead again. 3 goals now in this World Cup for Edison Cavani. 2 of them have come tonight. Portugal have come from behind once. They still have plenty of time here. There's over half an hour to play once the stoppages are added on. But can they do it again? Ronaldo into the penalty area, looking for João Mario, bounces in front of him and up into the arms of Rui Patricio.
Yes, Mr. Cristiano Ronaldo, you've got to do it again, mate. You have to rally the troops. While we were watching the goal, I seen Cristiano Ronaldo in the background clapping, saying, come on, we've done it once. Yes, we can do it again. Believe. Get the ball to me. I'll make something happen.
Pepe goal to make it 1-1 was the first goal Uruguay had conceded at this World Cup. Can Portugal do it again? 2-1 Uruguay at the moment. As things stand, it'll be France against Uruguay in the quarter-final. Ricardo gets possession. I think for the game, Dion, had it gone to 2-0, I'd be saying, right, they're not coming back here, Portugal. The fact they've got 1, there's got to be always a chance they'll get another.
Yeah, it just says that they've got character. You know, that they are sticking together. They want this game. They're not going to allow anybody to come and just take it out of their hands. They know that they've been down 1, they got back. 2-1 down, can they do it again?
William Carvalho to the near side to Ricardo. That's a nice ball. Bernardo Silva's in the penalty area outside of the left boot, and it nearly teed up Cristiano Ronaldo. And sliding in was Torreira to put it out for a throw.
Ronaldo was just about to smack that one in the back of the net. 2 more bounces on that ball, Ronaldo would have scored.
Now, change for Portugal, and the man coming on was a surprising omission from the starting 11. Ricardo Quaresma, the veteran forward, will come on, and he's taken the place of Adrian Silva. So Quaresma, very flamboyant player, gets on the ball immediately, sends in an early cross which Godin clears with the outside of his right boot. Well, that's something different now for Portugal, just something else for Uruguay to have to contend with. The trickery of Quaresma as Ronaldo runs into the penalty area, hoping Jimenez would miss it. No chance from Jimenez. João Mario heads the ball down in Cáceres. No messing about, pumps the ball clear, and it goes out for a Portugal throw on the far side.
This is an interesting game now, Connor. This, you know, Uruguay don't want to give anything else away. Portugal have got to go for it now. They've got minutes left. What, we're on 65 minutes at the moment, 25 minutes to go. They've got to do something. They'll have to go for it.
In this World Cup of so many late goals, can't believe we've seen the end of them here tonight in Sochi. Cavani, scorer of 2 tonight, has launched an amazing ball.
No way.
That's one of the longest passes I've ever seen completed in football. Wow. I'm not on the angle. That was pretty close to 80 yards. And he's put it exactly into the path of Luis Suarez. That's sensational. Suarez, uncharacteristic, gives the ball away, but typical him. Works hard to win it back again. Characteristically Suarez. And then he gives it away a second time. And Ricardo surely fouled by Cavani, but the referee waves play on because Portugal have got possession with Bernardo Silva. Quaresma onto William. And then he powers it over into space to Cristiano Ronaldo, who chests it down for himself and attacks the penalty area. And 2 defenders just fell on the ground in front of him. They said, there's no way you're coming in. He rolls it to João Mario. Now to Quaresma. Has he got a trick here? Drills it off the defender. That went out, I thought, for a corner. Flag is raised by the assistant. It did go out despite the efforts of the goalkeeper to bring it back in again. It's a corner to Portugal. Rui Patricio Muslera won't give up possession. He was holding on to it there. But now Quaresma has a ball placed and ready to swing it in. 66 minutes on the clock, midway through the second half. 2-1 Uruguay. Here comes Quaresma's corner. Ronaldo was so close to the header, and Torreira slides on the edge of the D. Might have been a foul on João Mario. Play on. Font in the penalty area. Scoops it back in. There's no teammate there. Quaresma can't get onto it either. And it's cleared away by Vecino. But that was dangerous.
Yeah, just scrambled away. They didn't really care where it went. Uruguay, they had 10 players in the box defending. Whenever Ronaldo gets it, though, make sure he can't come on his right foot and shoot. That's why there's players diving at his feet every 5 seconds.
Guerreiro, who provided the assist for the first Portuguese goal, is unable to deliver a good cross here. His crossing overall has been substandard. One brilliant, delicious delivery for Pepe's goal, but that was poor.
Yes, there's much more quality in this Portugal side when it comes to crossing. We haven't seen it. One decent cross and they've got themselves a goal now. They'll have to concentrate now, really concentrate. They don't need to go 2 goals behind Portugal. They're doing all right, but they've got to create more chances.
For me, there might have been a penalty appeal there. Torreira seemed to grab hold of the foot of, I think it was João Mario, in that scramble in the penalty area at one stage, but not spotted by the officials. Uruguay still lead 2-1. Suarez battling away. Can't get it to stick on this occasion. João Mario plays it in front of Rafael Guerreiro, and the Borussia Dortmund man comes over the halfway line. Left-hand side of the field as Portugal come forward. Gives it to Ronaldo. An injection of pace. Back to Guerreiro once again. Ronaldo makes his way into the penalty area. He's pulling up his sleeves here for his nation, as he knows he must now, Cristiano Ronaldo. William has it. 10 men behind the ball for Uruguay. Quaresma's released down the right-hand side. Laxal comes over to keep tabs on him. There's a dummy for the cross the first time. Then a flick in field. Cut out by Vecino. And then, actually, that was the man who came on there, Christian Rodriguez, who cut it out, and he puts the ball out. Last touch off a Portuguese player, and that is possession back to Uruguay once again.
Yeah, there's a little bit of frustration now from Ronaldo. He's getting the ball in wide areas, wide left and wide right. He's playing it in field, and then he's getting himself into the box as quick as possible. I think at the moment, Ronaldo's got to be a little bit more elusive. He's going into the box, and he's being marked. You've got to be a little bit more elusive. Get yourself on the left, on the right. Get away from the defenders. Start attacking them with the ball.
Here come Portugal again. João Mario inside the centre circle. 2-1 in Sochi on 5 Live from the BBC. Quaresma. Fresh legs on as a sub. Surrounded by 2 defenders, though. They're doubling up on him. Oh, he wriggles through the middle of both. Then he thought about the cross with the outside of his right boot. Gets it back at his left. Then he does flick it with the outside of the right boot. Can't feed João Mario. Here comes Guerreiro. Up from left back. Back into the middle. Goalkeeper spilled it. Jumps in it again. Bernardo Silva over the top. I think the whistle had blown anyway for a foul on the goalkeeper. But nearly. Portugal are doing well at the moment.
Yes, I didn't see that flag go up, actually. Oh, the keeper, he's got to do better there. He just fumbled it, it bounced, he dropped it on the penalty spot area. Yes, I'm just watching the replay here. And yes, it's Bernardo Silva. Oh, wow. He wouldn't have known. He wouldn't. He actually kicked it out the keeper's hands just watching the replay. But he wouldn't have known the flag had gone up and the ball goes over the bar. Anguish on his face and then relief when he found out he was offside.
Bernardo Silva, just for a moment, he thought, this is my chance. It went over the top, but it wouldn't have counted anyway. 2 goals from Cavani, 1 from Pepe. Uruguay 2, Portugal 1.
They're not wilting, though. They are not wilting. Portugal are staying toe-to-toe, making sure. See Cavani there. Cavani's is limping. And Ronaldo has said to the referee, come on, get him off. But now Ronaldo's put his hand around Cavani and he's lifted him off the pitch. A little bit quicker than he wanted to go off.
He's given him the old fireman's chair, is that what they call it? Is it right? Yeah. Thanks very much. Get off.
Get off, exactly, yes.
And I think he's dead right there.
That was a substitute sign there from Cavani. So rolling the hands in front of his tummy there, saying change, and there you go. Medical staff doing the same.
He won't get the hat-trick tonight, Edison Cavani. But he has scored the 2 goals that, as things stand, are going to send Uruguay into the quarterfinals to play France, who beat Argentina in a very entertaining game earlier on today by 4 goals to 3. It's been a good one here tonight as well. Not quite as thrills and spills as that French game earlier, but 20 minutes to go. And just feel there's going to be a twist in the tail here in some direction. Here is Guedes down the left-hand side for Portugal. Ronaldo's poor pass, not often we say that, gives the ball away to Nandez. Suarez now has it near the halfway line. Just goes around like a revolving door away from Font. And then the ball is returned to him by Rodriguez. Torreira now near the halfway line. I actually feel that Uruguay could do with a spell of possession here, but just as I said, that Cáceres wastefully returns it to Portugal. They've had to do so many in this game.
They have, and it'll be a massive loss. Cavani going off.
Here goes Ronaldo down the left channel. Jimenez comes with him. Ronaldo around, sends in a decent cross. There's no one there. Nobody had kept up with him. And despite the efforts of the fullback Ricardo to get up there, nothing doing, and the ball is easily cleared away.
He's crossed the ball where he should have been.
Yeah. Still, you've got to look to see if there's someone there, can't you? I just blindly lash it. Hang on, here he is. Shooting position. Cristiano Ronaldo. Round 1 defender. Good work by Torreira to block the second shot. João Mario picks up the loose pieces. Portugal have it in the attacking third.
Story of the game for Ronaldo. Every time he looks to shoot, Paul, Uruguay there. Every single time blocking shots.
They throw themselves into tackles the way rugby players do. And I mean, I don't mean that they jump on the opponent. They jump to block the ball. As João Mario throws the ball out to the left-hand side. A chase here for Guedes. Oh, he's done well to get there and keep it in play. Now Carrera, can this be the good cross? No, it's a decoy. Back to the edge of the penalty area. Willian sends it in. Quaresma the back stick. All very concentrated and integrated from Portugal, but it's lacking flair at the moment. As Laxal puts it out for the throw.
What a waste. What a waste. Patient play. Getting into areas to cross the ball, refusing to cross. Ronaldo's putting his fingers through his hair as if to say, come on, we're working so hard at the moment. We're 2-1 down.
Another striker coming on for Portugal. Gonçalo Guedes, who has worked very hard tonight, goes off. Andre Silva, a striker of whom much is expected. AC Milan player, comes on. Sort of a reserve player with AC Milan, played in the Europa League, cup competitions, that sort of stuff, but they hope he could be the next big thing. Well, this is the big stage. He's got the number 9 on his back. He's got Ronaldo wide left, Quaresma wide right, and Andre Silva is the man through the middle now. Can Portugal get the goal? That would bring them back on level terms and may force this game into extra time. Here on the ball is little Bernardo Silva, definitely playing a central role since the change was made for Quaresma to come on. Stuani, by the way, Christian Stuani, once of Middlesbrough, has come on to replace Cavani. Ball won by Torreira for Uruguay. They get it up towards Stuani here. Number 11 on his back. He played as a winger for Middlesbrough. He's become very much a centre forward for Girona and had a wonderful season. He scored 21 goals in La Liga for Girona this season, Christian Stuani. He's on for Uruguay, partnering Suarez up front. Here come Portugal with Quaresma into the penalty area on the right-hand side. And story of the game for him. He beats one player but can't get around the second. Now Ricardo slips as he tries to send in the cross. And it skews out and it goes for a goal kick.
Yeah, looks dangerous. Quaresma down this right-hand side. Tricks. Goes left, goes right. They just don't know what he's going to do. Is he going to cross it? Is he going to pick somebody out on the edge of the box? Very unpredictable, but exciting to watch. He's not affected the game as yet, but he looks like a player that could.
Quarter of an hour to go. Huge 15 minutes plus stoppages now for the European champions. Portugal, the winners in France 2 years ago. Are they on their way out of the World Cup? And on the day we've lost Messi from this tournament, does Ronaldo also crash out? Rodriguez battling for the ball down below us, left wing for Uruguay, tackled by João Mario. Ball goes out of play for a throw into Uruguay, who just want to kill the pace out of the game now.
Yeah, they need to. They need to, with Cavani off, who was doing all the work for the forwards. Stuani's now is going to have to do that, because Suarez is not going to be doing that. He wants to stay straight up between the two centre-halves.
Laxalt takes the throw. It's not a down for Rodriguez. Into Suarez. That's a lovely ball, trying to pick out Stuani. Oh, he nearly got it on it again there. As Suarez, Uruguay come a third time. Luis Suarez into the penalty area, tries to chip it in, header by Jose Font, and the ball is going to be won back by Cáceres on the far side. Uruguay are showing that when it comes to 50-50 battles, little arm wrestles, they do not flinch.
No, they do not flinch at all. I actually thought he got a bit of the man there, but good tackle. I thought 50-50, here we go. Only one winner, Uruguay again.
Here come Portugal from deep. Bernardo Silva from inside his own penalty area, running with long strides now, up and into the centre circle. Now he's up into the halfway line, and he gives it out to Quaresma on the right-hand side with that little sort of rat's tail effect with the line of the shirt down the back of his neck. And he is challenged, and the ball goes out for a throw. And I think it's actually gone for a corner. It went out by the corner flag. That is a corner to Portugal with 14 minutes remaining. Quaresma places the ball. Goalkeeper Muslera standing out on the edge of his 6-yard box. Unusual position for a corner. It's flashed just too high for Ronaldo. Sits up for Guerrero, and he puts it over the top.
Yeah, just over. Quaresma there, great corner, missing out the first one. Outswinger Ronaldo just couldn't get enough height. He was level with the near post. It just beat him. And then there was a shot on the edge of the box, and unfortunately, he goes over the bar.
Another little waft of that nice cool breeze we occasionally get comes flooding across the press box, and everyone goes, oh, give me a bit of that. Yes, there's very little oxygen here.
It's been rare tonight. Those breezes.
On a night that Portugal have been suffocated on the pitch. They've had the one goal, a header from Pepe, but their front men have not been afforded anything you would describe, anything like a clear-cut opportunity. Ronaldo, who didn't have a touch of the ball in the Uruguay penalty area in all of the first half. Here comes Bernardo Silva of Manchester City, number 11 on his back, through the left channel for Portugal. Gives it out to Guerrero. Rafael Guerrero's cross into the box. Jose Jimenez, the man who came back into the team tonight, clears it away.
Yeah, two very, very good defenders there. Like Jimenez is really strong, and Godin's organising everything. They haven't gone anywhere.
Guerrero's latest cross, just too high for Andre Silva, the striker who's come on. Better delivery that time from Guerrero, though. João Mario picks it up deep. Into the midfield again. Willian. Onto Cristiano Ronaldo. 10-12 yards outside the penalty area. Cuts back in himself. Has a little glance. What's happening right? What's happening left? Tries to drill in a shot from a mile out. Comes off Jimenez there, and it won't be kept in play by Guerrero. But Ronaldo's thinking, well, I've got to go for it now. And he's trying anything.
Yeah. I think it was a mile and a half actually the shot was from. It was a ridiculous distance, but he's getting frustrated now. He's not really had a sight of goal all night. He's now saying to himself, listen, I'm going to have to do something. Time is running out. My World Cup could be over, but there's still time for a little bit of magic from him. He's got it, and we're going to see it.
Uruguay 2, Portugal 1, 12 minutes remaining. Portugal coming, João Mario. Bernardo Silva to Willian, centre circle. Room on the near touchline, the Portuguese right for Quaresma. Laxalt is the defender, stands off in this time. Quaresma's cross too high for Ronaldo, headed away by Jimenez. João Mario battles for it on the edge of the penalty area. Cáceres puts the big boot through it, wallops it down deep into the Portuguese end of the field, and Uruguay's defenders don't push out all that far because they know this is coming right back at them.
They're exactly right. That will suit Portugal. The Uruguayans not being able to squeeze too much. The ball went into Portugal's half, and they stayed in theirs, way in theirs, right on the edge of the 18.
João Mario, left-hand side of the midfield. He's got Guerrero outside him. That's a good ball. Bernardo Silva now in the box. Gets to the byline, swings it in, comes off Jimenez for a corner. Better for Portugal.
Good defending. Two defenders in correct areas. Jimenez going to the near post. Godin staying right in the middle of the 6-yard box as well, where the danger is. They are really good partnership, but you know, they're now finding spaces, Portugal.
Jimenez and Godin have been rock solid so far. Anything that's come into the box from, in terms of on the ground. The one time they were beaten was the cross for the header by Pepe. As Uruguay make another change, and Nandes slowly walks his way across, being urged by the referee to pick up the pace a bit now. Doesn't want any further time wasting. Carlos Sanchez will come on. So they're taking off the man who's playing on the right in midfield, and they're bringing on another defender.
Nandes has done well tonight. He's really worked hard, done a job for his team. But I really feel that there's another couple of chances for Portugal if they can put decent crosses into the box.
This adage in football, don't make a substitute while you're defending a corner. That's correct. Just what Uruguay have done. Let's see if there's anything in the old wives' tale. Here comes the corner again. It's rolled short as Portugal have done all night. Quaresma dances, jigs, lays it off short to João Mario. Back out to Quaresma on the left wing. Carlos Sanchez, who's just come on for Uruguay, has done well to run in and try and win back possession. With the help of Cáceres, they managed to do so, but Uruguay can't hold on to it. William back to the halfway line. Ricardo onto Bernardo Silva. Portugal are ragged now. They've got players all over the place. Quaresma's on the left wing. Bernardo Silva's on the right. Ronaldo's on the right. Andre Silva waiting in the middle. What can Cristiano Ronaldo provide here? Little step over. Round one, round two. You can't beat them all. Cristiano Ronaldo. Jimenez takes it off him.
He was on a roll. Beat two players, going to the box. The closer he gets to the goal, the more blue shirts he's got around him. They're just really homing in on Ronaldo, making sure he has no sight of goal at all.
And he's clearly one of the greatest ever. And
without a doubt.
Ronaldo's, it's about power, pace, penetration. He's not like Messi. He doesn't jink around players. And that's what he's trying to do there.
Yeah, he was coming in off the right wing this time, trying to find his way into a shooting spot, but he's just had no space at all tonight. Every time he turns around, there's a blue shirt.
Glance up to the clock, and there's 8.5 minutes of normal time to go. There'll be a few minutes added on, but the Uruguayan fans behind the goal, their team, are attacking away to our left in the second half. They're celebrating, twirling the flags in the air, singing their songs, sending the message home to South America that they ain't coming home yet, that they're going to progress to Nizhny Novgorod. They're going to take on France in the quarterfinals. Ball cleared away by Ricardo. Uruguay get it back again. Carlos Sanchez midway inside the Portugal half. Takes no chances. Rolls it back to Jimenez. To his left is to Godin. Godin fancies a bit of a jinking run himself here. Weaves his way midway into the Portuguese half. Lays it off to Carlos Sanchez, who's given it away to Bernardo Silva. Now can they hit fast? Well, Godin's out of position here. Don't think they realise that. It's a slow build-up. It's out to Quaresma on the left wing. Ronaldo's waiting in the D. Andre Silva's up there as well. Ball is played by Guerrero. Chance for Quaresma to cross with the outside of the right boot, and it's just too high for Ronaldo again. One of these crosses is going to fall for Ronaldo. Here could be the chance. Ricardo flashes it in, and it's Vecino this time who clears it away.
8 blue shirts. 8 blue shirts in the box, making sure there's no attempt on goals. Defending for their lives. How long have they got now? They've got just over 7 minutes they've got left, plus extra time. They need to go for it, Portugal.
Quaresma out there giving the cross with the outside of the right boot, the trivela, sort of his trademark. This one's a proper cross, but headed away by Jimenez. Having a great game back in the team tonight. Control in the middle of the midfield by Christian Rodriguez. Up forward to Christian Stuani. Back to Rodriguez again. Portugal working so hard, and they do win the ball back again. William to João Mario. There's been no shortage of effort from Portugal, but as things stand, they're coming up just too short. 6.5 minutes remaining. Bernardo Silva goes an amazing dribble into the penalty area. Ricardo's with him. Godin nudges into him. He goes down. Referee immediately says no penalty. That was solid as oak from Godin there. He just held his ground. Ricardo bounced off him. Referee says that is not a foul.
Yeah, just holding his ground there. There's definite contact, but he's just turned and he's been stronger. Godin, he's just said to Ricardo, listen, if you want to go by me as well as the ball, you're going to have to do better than that. Brilliant defending from the old-timer. Strong, reliable.
So a change for Portugal. The final throw of the dice, perhaps. Manuel Fernandes, once of Everton, comes on in place of João Mario, the man who finished the season on loan at West Ham, was a big part of them staying up in the Premier League. It does have this feel of last throw of the dice about it now. Manuel Fernandes, who plays his club football in Russia these days. Lokomotiv Moscow. Free kick awarded to Portugal on the halfway line. Have they got one more goal in them, Dion Dublin, to bring this game into extra time?
They'll have to be quick. They will have to be quick. Time is running out. Every time I look at the clock, there's another minute gone by. They'll have to play in and out as quick as they possibly can. Get the ball into the middle, get it out to the wings, get it in the box.
Here comes Manuel Fernandes. This is his first major tournament. He shoots from miles out. The man who's just come on. Bounces once up into the arms of the goalkeeper. Speculative. But they've got to buy a ticket now if they want to win this particular raffle, Portugal. As things stand, they're going out of the World Cup.
Yes, the keeper there just bounced in front of him and he held onto the ball like it was a soft puppy. Don't drop this ball. Look after this ball. Keep hold of it.
Cristiano Ronaldo wanting to keep hold of his stature in this World Cup. He won't want to go home the same day as Messi. Can Ronaldo provide the spark? Here comes Bernardo Silva for Portugal. Out to Guerrero on the left-hand side. Back into the midfield to William. There's so many options around it, but he rarely goes for the penetrative pass. He always looks for a wide player. Quaresma this time. Hangs it across towards the back post. Really good delivery, and it stayed in play as well. But they couldn't get a player on the end of it once it was knocked down. And Uruguay are relieved that it's cleared away. Manuel Fernandes, the substitute, has just come on. Scoops it out to Bernardo Silva. Left wing for Portugal. They need to up the tempo now. They need to go through the gears. Fernandes gets on it again. Skips away. Tries a back heel. That was ambitious. Carlos Sanchez is able to nip in. But Carlos Sanchez gives the ball away. Font will come forward for Portugal. He's got William Carvalho to his right-hand side. Uruguayan defenders just shuffling left, right, back again as the shot comes blazing in from a mile out. And once again, Manuel Fernandes, who's clearly been brought on with the instructions, can you go on there and score me a worldie? Puts one over the top again.
You ain't got to score a worldie from 45 yards out on the angle. And as he took that shot, it went way, way over the bar. Ronaldo was stood on the penalty spot with his hands just by the side of him, showing the palms, as if to say, what are you doing? Just be patient, get the ball wide. He's still not had his chance yet, Ronaldo, and he will get one.
He's got to get one, isn't he?
He'll get one.
He's got to get one. That Uruguay defence have been strong as new rope today, and in front of them, Lucas Torreira, Sampdoria player who's been linked with the ball for Arsenal. As Suarez comes forward now for Uruguay. He's got Christian Stuani with him. No great urgency. They want to hold on to the ball as much as anything. Now Rodriguez joins in. 1-2 at Suarez into the penalty area. Comes back off the defender, Ricardo. And Rodriguez is happy to see it go out for a throw-in, knowing it'll be a Uruguay throw.
It's got to be so sapping. This heat's got to be sapping. I'm looking at Suarez there, hands on his knees, bent over. He's saying to his teammates with his body language, keep hold of the ball. We've got this one.
Little Torreira nips in and wins the ball. Cross by Stuani, hangs too long in the air, and despite the efforts, he's just about kept it in play on the far side, but the momentum of the attack is gone. Carlos Sanchez tries to resurrect it, passes back behind him to Caceres, scoops one over the top, too far ahead of any of his teammates, and that runs through to the goalkeeper, Rui Patricio. What do you think of Torreira? Arsenal apparently sniffing around. Would he be the kind of player that would, you know?
He's wholehearted, isn't he?
Yeah, he's in the mould of N'Golo Kante.
Yeah,
Diminutive, busy, tackling, running.
Does the kind of work that nobody wants to do, the ugly work, puts a tackle in, gives it to somebody better than him, but he's always there, he's always making it uncomfortable for his opponent.
He's only 5'6", he's been a wall today. Here's Ronaldo, is this the chance? Into the penalty area, immediately Jimenez comes in to slide and crunches it away from him. Suarez tries to hold it up, right through the back of Suarez was Font there, but referee says it's a fair challenge, no problem with that. As Carlos Sanchez picks it up for Uruguay, and we glance up towards the clock, and there's 90 seconds of the 90 minutes to go, and Uruguay are now within touching distance of a World Cup quarter-final. This talented squad, this talented generation, if you like, with Godin and Suarez and Cavani, is this to be their World Cup? They've got France in the quarter-finals if they can hold out for just a few minutes now. Laxalt is fouled, and they'll waste as much time as they can over this free kick.
I've got to say, Laxalt's been absolutely fantastic today. He's had to deal with so many players down that right side, but he stood firm, he stopped crossing, he's trying to move forward himself, but he's just been clattered there. He's done a great job. He's just watching the replay here, and he's just counting to the referee. 1, 2, 3 times, 4 times I've been pushed and kicked, and he's done nothing, the referee.
Their time over it. Godin 10 yards inside his own half. 40 seconds of the 90 minutes to go. Ronaldo still not got his chance in this game. It's going to be shepherded by Pepe, out for a goal kick. Portugal back to square one. No messing about from Rui Patricio. Ball was still rolling as he takes the goal. Oh, the referee says it's still rolling.
It was rolling.
Less haste, more speed.
Exactly. I've told you before, hand on play. Make sure the ball stop, then play. Rolling ball. Correct decision.
That's only wasted 5 seconds, but they don't have the 5 seconds to waste. Here is Rafael Guerreiro on the left-hand side for Portugal, who've had so much possession, so much territory, but in truth they've created so few gilt-edged opportunities. Ronaldo now, 12 yards outside the box, steady shoots outside of the right boot, and it nearly went out for a throw. It was so far wide. There are going to be 4 minutes added on for stoppages. 4 minutes for Portugal to score, or they go home.
Yeah, Ronaldo just trying a little bit too hard now. He snapped at his last shot. He did nearly go out for a throw-in, actually, yeah, but he needs his mates to help him out. They haven't tonight.
Fernando Santos has the expression to those 4 minutes as if you told him up was down and night was day. He's like, 4 minutes? Excuse me, 4? As if, like, it should be 104. He is not having 4 minutes.
Absolutely not.
4 minutes will do Uruguay ever so nicely. We played 45 seconds of those already. Free kick to Portugal inside their own. Well, come on, this is it. Kitchen sink time now. They're going out of the World Cup unless they get a goal.
They have to. Pepe's got to get up there. Font's got to get up there. Even William as well. Get them all in the box. Yep. Don't lose it now. You centre halves have gone up.
William, who never seems to leave the central third, to be fair to him. Manuel Fernandes over to the left to Guerreiro. So this through Bernardo Silva to Guerreiro. Manuel Fernandes made a good one into the penalty area there. Now, Bernardo Silva, delivery too high for Ronaldo, who falls to the ground, but he's not fooling anyone. To be fair, actually, I don't think he's trying to deceive the referee there. I think he threw himself so acrobatically trying to get the header that he was forced to fall over. As Rui Patricio comes way out of his penalty area, Suarez nearly got there ahead of him. And is it kept in play? It is by Ricardo. Suarez runs again. Portugal have possession. Played by William onto Font, and now over to Guerreiro, and they've no time to waste. Ronaldo back to Guerreiro once again. Now Manuel Fernandes, the man who came on as a substitute not so long ago. 10 men back behind the ball for Uruguay. Guerreiro in the crossing position. Ronaldo's in there. Oh, they can't produce the cross. It's one back for Uruguay by Carlos Sanchez. He clears it away up to Luis Suarez, who's just got to hold on to it now. Suarez runs into William, runs and bounces off Bernardo Silva. He's a machine, Luis Suarez. Now he sends in the cross. This is the chance, but stretching. Christian Rodriguez couldn't get there. Luis Suarez, that was sensational.
Yeah, just doing it for his ball's rolling again. They tried to take a quick one, but the ball's rolling again. The referee sent it back. Great ball from Suarez, but he was absolutely shattered when he got there, wasn't he? He didn't really want it.
We've played 2.5 minutes of stoppage time. There's supposed to be 4. 90 seconds remain for Portugal in this World Cup of late goals. Can there be one here as Mario Fernandes tries to crack one in, bounces off Torreira, who works hard but ultimately gives it away to Andre Silva. Now he picks out Quaresma. Can he deliver for Portugal? Goes around the defender. Looks like he was fouled. Referee says no, get up. Oh, it was Vecino who committed the foul, and a yellow card is shown, I think, to Ronaldo. If it is Ronaldo, he would miss the quarter-final anyway, should Portugal go through. He was complaining that there was a foul at Quaresma. It wasn't even in the penalty area. I think that's a foul. What do you think, Dion?
I thought the referee had given back, actually. Quaresma, nudges the ball past him, and Stuani brings him down. I think it should have been a free kick, but Ronaldo's face on the screen, look, he's livid.
Well, you don't need to be an expert lip reader to see an insult that Ronaldo shouted right in the face of the referee, and that's why he has been shown the yellow card. So even now, even if he produces the heroics, if he gets his team out of this mess and into the quarterfinal, he would not be able to play. Mind you, he didn't play a whole lot of the European Championship final, did he, in Paris, and they still came through without him.
Yeah, that's true. I think Portugal have just left it too late. They've not taken the opportunities to cross the ball as many times as they should have done tonight. Uruguay have been excellent.
It feels like Portugal's goose is cooked. We've now played 4 minutes. Quaresma forward for Andre Silva, charges down that right wing. Ronaldo's in the penalty area, but can they get it to him? Laxal is doing Trojans work down there. Here's Pepe, who's up in midfield. Font is up as well, the 2 central defenders. Now Bernardo Silva. This is last chance. Guerreiro, left-hand side, swings it in. Players falling all over the place. Quaresma controls, shoots on target, saved by Muslera. There was all sorts Lots of bodies throwing themselves on the ground. It's got out for a corner. It ain't over yet. Corner's taken quickly, too quickly. Rui Patricio's coming up. It's frantic in Sochi. It's do or die now for Portugal.
There was 3 Portuguese players flying in. All 3 of them slipped over where the ball was. Wow.
It was like those things in the wrestling where all the wrestlers are in the ring at once. It was bedlam. Here comes the cross of Fernandez. The goalkeeper, Rui Patricio, headers it. There's appeals for a handball. Nothing doing with the referee. Uruguay getting away. They're celebrating, but it ain't over yet. They're celebrating down on the bench. Play is continuing. 2-1 Uruguay. Deep in stoppage time. Guerrero hits it up into the penalty area. Muslera, with the catch of his career, has probably put them in. However, the drama never stops. They're going to the VAR for a possible penalty, a possible handball in this World Cup of drama. Surely not, Dion Dublin. Surely not. They're going to the VAR. However, it's not going to be a penalty. Jimenez did not intentionally handle the ball. Surely it's over now.
It has to be. Surely the referee can't. No, they're not. I'm not sure what the referee's doing. Ball stop. The game stopped.
He's listening. I think he wants clarification that it's not a penalty. But we've been given the indication here. They've done a check. The check is over. Penalty not awarded. I think it probably does touch his arm, but unintentionally. Last glance at the watch. Whistle to the mouth. And it is all over. Today is the day the Galacticos go home. Messi's home. Ronaldo's home. Uruguay are into the quarterfinals, and it's thanks to 2 goals from Cavani from the very top drawer.
Yes, they absolutely deserved it tonight. Organisation, stubbornness, Godin at the back, leading his troops into battle. Cavani coming up with 2 unbelievable goals. Suarez playing his part as well. Portugal just couldn't raise their game to the same level as Uruguay. Uruguay deserve it.
Cristiano Ronaldo walks over to the
Suarez, it's his second quarterfinal in his last 3 World Cups. This team built on defense. They've got offensive firepower when they need it.
Words to Fester Holt, you mentioned identity. And today we saw a team like Argentina that had no identity at all. We have a team like Portugal that has an identity, but it all goes to Cristiano Ronaldo. And then we saw a team like Uruguay, which has a team identity. They understand exactly who they are and who they aren't. They play it to a T. They make no apologies for it, and it was on full display today.
And for me, if there's any young strikers out there, young forwards, to see the defensive work Suarez and Cavani put in, it's not just about scoring goals, it's about working for your team, hustling, chasing back, defending, getting numbers behind the ball. And those 2, for me, epitomise Uruguay's defensive shape. It all started from the front. They were chasing, hustling. They would not let Portugal have time on the ball, and that's where it starts, from the top. Them 2 were immense today, and it feeds through that whole team.
At the end, I have to give it to Ronaldo as well. Some great sportsmanship, going to the referees at the end, even if his reaction of frustration with the yellow card, of course, was obvious. He didn't believe it anymore, otherwise you don't react like that. But Kelly is exactly right. I mean, I'm just amazed, Suarez especially, this guy can keep 4 defenders just 90 minutes busy.
He's a one-man high press.
The energy that he has and his fitness levels has really improved since his days at Liverpool. You know, his work rate is outstanding, and it just showed. He was chasing right to the end in the corner flag, holding the ball up. It was immense, and that is pure leadership and hunger at this elite level.
There's Godin, the captain, one of the center backs, part of that rock-like defensive wall.
Also Laxalt, what a game did he play as a left back? Huh? They put in at the end a fresh player like Quaresma, and he was just hitting against the wall all the time.
Pepe with the goal in the 55th minute off that short corner kick. kick to level things up at once. But in the end, it was Suarez, it was Cavani, it was Uruguay. Moving on to the quarterfinals. 2018 FIFA World Cup Today on Fox is presented by Volkswagen. We take in your updated bracket right now. We have our first confirmed quarterfinal matchup. Comes your way Friday on FS1, Uruguay and France. As for Ronaldo, his fourth World Cup ends. His 4 goals he scored here, more than he had managed in the 3 previous tournaments. Ronaldo, remember, he's going to be 37 in 2022. He's fit. He's in shape. And I don't know. That feels like a long stretch to see if he'll be back on this stage in 4 years. Edinson Cavani, now with 3 goals in his last 2 matches. How pretty was this one? Full highlights of this one and the history that Kylian Mbappe created next.
America, sorry you're not in the tournament. Consider rooting for Belgium. After all, we host the world's biggest electronic dance festival. That's Hans.